Welcome to Bryan's Golden Bears Sports Network. Today's matchup is Evergreen Vikings versus Bryan Golden Bears.
It's the Oberlin-Turnbull countdown to funeral tip-off of Oberlin-Turnbull Funeral Home and Crematory. Family-owned, family-focused.
The game is brought to you by Bryan Athletic Boosters, Bryan Parks and Rec, Northwest State Community College, Oberlin-Turnbull Funeral Home and Crematory, and Veterans Service of Williams County. In the last meeting between these two teams was on February 9th, 2024. Evergreen defeated Bryan 46-21. And now we'll meet Bryan. Bryan. They are 10-7 on the season and 2-2 in league play, and their coach is Casey Spitnow.
Evergreen is currently 12-4, 3-1 in the NWOAL, and their coach is Garrett Mikovich. And Evergreen's keys of the game are they are 70% and 5 feet from the hoop, averaging around 40 points and allowing 36 points per game. Leading scorers are Luke Woodrig, 11.9 points per game, 3 rebounds, and Chris Schrader, 10.6 points per game and 4.7 rebounds.
We did do it. And we'll be back after this on Bryan Golden Bears Sport Network.
Discover top-quality healthcare education at Northwest State. Our instructors have real-world experience, so they know how to prepare you for great career opportunities. Northwest State, where you'll get the top-quality healthcare education you need to succeed.
Rooting on the Golden Bears is a tradition that brings us all together.
Just like the sports we love, another tradition has stood the test of time. Oberlin-Turnbull Funeral Home and Crematory. Since 1922, we've been part of the community, supporting you in the moments of celebration and loss.
Just like a team, we understand the value of traditions and the love that binds us together.
So whether it's cheering for a win or celebrating a life well lived, remember we are here for you.
Oberlin-Turnbull Funeral Home and Crematory. Family owned, family focused.
Here at the Williams County Veterans Service Office, our mission is plain and simple. We are here to serve our local Williams County veterans and their dependents. We are staffed with trained service officers who have the compassion and understanding to assist their fellow veterans in obtaining all federal and state benefits that they have earned. Additionally, we provide emergency financial assistance and transportation to VA medical centers. So if you're a veteran or a dependent of a veteran, stop in today and see how we can help you at the Williams County Veterans Service Office.
And welcome back on the Golden Bears Sports Network. Today's matchup is between Evergreen Vikings and the Bryan Golden Bears. For the Vikings, they have a few players returning from ankle injuries. One of them is guard Jake Farley, and then another one is Chris Schrader. And Chris Schrader is one of their lead scorers with 10 points per game. Woodring is their lead scorer with 11.3 points per game. And another high scorer is Austin Gallen. He has 7 points per game and averaging 5.2 rebounds per game. And then another lead scorer, Nolan Haldick. He's averaging 5 points per game with 6.6 rebounds per game, which is the leading rebounder on the team. And we'll be back on the Golden Bears Sports Network after this break.
The Bryan Athletic Boosters would like to wish all the student athletes the best of luck in all their sports this year. The Boosters are proud of your commitment to becoming Bryan built. It takes a lot of time and dedication to play sports and be the best student you can be at the same time. Good luck this year. The Bryan Athletic Boosters would also like to thank all of their corporate and individual patron supporters this year as well. It takes everyone to make a community and to become Bryan built.
The Bryan Parks and Recreation Department would like to wish the Bryan Golden Bears good luck in tonight's game. The Bryan Parks and Rec offers a wide variety of classes for you during the entire year and an array of sporting events all year long. Check out what the Bryan Parks and Recreations Department has going on at bryanparksandrec.com or like them on Facebook. The Bryan Parks and Rec hopes to see you in one of the many parks that Bryan has to offer and enjoy the facilities. Questions about the classes or rental of one of their facilities, call 633-6030.
Welcome back to your Bryan City Sports Network. Today we have a few keys of the game for the team of Bryan Golden Bears. Keys to the game are the head coach, Casey Spitnell,
Keys to the games are sponsored by the Carling Company Realty and Auctioneers, who has been your hometown real estate company for over 45 years. They have consistently remained #1 in the Williams County and their surrounding area since 2007. Call us for all your real estate needs.
the game officials for the night. Tri-State Vision Center has been serving the area since 1977. Contact us at either our Bryan or Montpelier offices for all of your eye care needs. Officials for tonight's game are going to be Brian Moore and Dakota Smith.
This has been the Oberlin-Turnbull countdown to tip-off. Oberlin-Turnbull Funeral Home and Crematory, family-owned, family-focused.
Discover great job skills training at Northwest State. With over 50 different programs available, there is something for everyone. Providing hands-on training and education is the community college advantage.
I am blind, but I need not see. I know this road is there for me. If I'm really free.
Welcome back to the Bryan Golden Bears Sport Network as we are getting ready to tip off. And it looks like Bryan will take it, and this is Bryce Wallian who's bringing it up for Bryan.
So for tonight on the Bryan team, we have #1, Hunter Watson, #2, Samuel Gonzalez, #3, Bryce Welling, #4, Eric Koenig, #5, Alex Diaz, #11, Tucker Miller, #12, Rhett McGill, #20, Jose Arizona, #22, Easton Kerr, #23, Jeremiah Taylor, #24, Asher Cito, #25, Quinn Green, and #40, Cooper Beltran.
The starting lineup for Evergreen is Jake Farley, Luke Woodring, Chris Schrader, Braden Rafferty, Austin Galler, and Nolan Huddick. And Alex Diaz dribbles it up for Bryan. He gives it to Eric, who will restart the offense. And he'll pass it, and Bryce will end up and take the deep three. Misses. Rebound by Luke Woodring for Evergreen, who loses it, and by Bryce, and he'll take it up for the and one, and he'll go to the free throw line for Welling Construction free throws.
Welling Construction, a third-generation family-owned general contractor. We specialize and pride ourselves in building quality custom homes, major renovation projects, and commercial work. Your vision, our experience. Contact us at 419-636-3712.
And Bryce will miss the free throw, rebound by Evergreen, and that is Rafferty bringing it up, and he'll pass it out to Allison, who passes it to Farley, and give it back to Allison, who tries to give it in but loses it, gets it back, and he'll drive, knocked loose by Brett, picked up by Easton. He'll bring it up. He will give it to Cooper, Beltran, and he'll give it to Alex. Alex will drive with the left hand and get it off the glass to fall. And that is Farley for Evergreen, who passed it up but loses it. So Bryan's ball 4-0 with 3 minutes and 51 seconds to go in the first quarter. Alex gets it into Easton Kerr. Diaz will bring it up for Bryan, but it will be knocked out by Evergreen, so it'll stay with Bryan. And that was Gallen who knocked it out for Evergreen. He'll give it into Beltran, and Beltran will give it back to Diaz. Diaz will give it to Welling. Welling will give it back to Diaz, finds Kerr on the block. Blocked from Nolan Haldick. And it'll be Bryan's ball underneath. And it'll be bounded into Beltran. He'll give it to Diaz. Divas will give it to Welling on the backdoor cut. And just off, just a little bit too strong. And that Gallen will bring it up and pass it to Farland. Farland will take the shot but miss. And Easton Kerr tried to pass it to Bryce Welling, but just a little bit too strong and stolen. As Easton will get back the turnover, and Diaz will bring it up for Bryan. And he gives it to Welling. Welling drives to the rim, takes some contact, but no foul, and it'll be Evergreen's ball. And that looks like Hunter Watson's coming in for Alex Diaz. And a timeout called by Bryan.
Timeouts are going to be sponsored tonight. Don't let old lead water lines or broken sewer laterals give your home an unexpected timeout. Unsure if you have lead water lines, call S&S Directional Boring at 419-630-0726, and we will inspect it for you.
Troy, what do you think Evergreen and Bryan are probably talking about in their timeouts?
I think so far, Evergreen has been doing a good job trying to keep the ball away from Bryan. They have had a few turnovers, but luckily Bryan has, gotten the turnovers back. We've scored a few. It is currently a 4-0 lead in the first half.
And the ball will be rebounded into Ralphie, and he'll bring it up and give it to Gallen. And Gallen will get it in. About loses it, but keeps it and gives it to Farland. Farland will get the easy layup to cut down the lead. And Kerr will try to bound it in. He throws it to Rat, and Rat will get an easy layup, but he is fouled by Gallen. So he'll go to the free throw line for Welling Construction free throws. With 2 minutes and 28 seconds left in the first quarter. He knocks down the first one to make it 5-2 Bryan lead. And he'll knock down both, give them the 6-2 lead. As Bryan is showing press. And this is Gallen who will bring it up for Evergreen. And he'll get screened, gives it to Haldick. Haldick will get in, gives it to Rafa, who misses the three. And Welling will bring it up for Bryan. and he'll give it to McGill on the backdoor cut, and he'll be a little too strong, but good rebound by Beltran, and he'll put it back up off the glass. And again, Bryan showing press, and Ruffin will get it in, but Evergreen will call timeout. And it will be a 30 timeout. So Troy, Bryan's up 8-2 in the first quarter. What do you think Evergreen needs to do if they want to come back and try to win this?
I believe Evergreen needs to, keep trying to steal the ball away from Bryan. We've seen a few turnovers, Sadly, Evergreen hasn't really been able to hold much from these turnovers due to a lot of Bryan's strength, but, there's still a lot of chances here.
I know one of the keys for Bryan is to hold their lead. Well, now they have to lead in the first quarter. It's still early, but they need to hold on to this lead, don't you think?
Absolutely. They do need to hold this lead here.
And that is Ruffledge for Evergreen, who'll bring it up. And he'll give it to Gallen. And he'll go to the corner, defended by two Bryan defenders, and they'll not get loose. It's on the floor, still scrambling. And it looks like it'll go off Watson from Bryan, but good hustle from both teams, and it'll be Evergreen's ball underneath the hoop. And that's Rafferty who will take it in for Evergreen. And he gives it to Haldick as he'll drive, gives it to Woodring, and Woodring kind of loses it, scramble, and Bryan Kerr will finally pick it up and give it to Watson. And Watson will bring it across the court as a little stumble right there. And a little bit sloppy, but they'll able to find an easy layup for Rhett McGill, make it a 10-2 lead for Bryan. And that's Woodring who will bring it up for Evergreen. Haldick passes to Haldick, and Haldick will lose it, and it comes off Evergreen. Bounces off two Evergreen defenders, and it'll be Bryan's ball. And it looks like Koenig is coming in for Bryan and Alex Diaz. This is Eric Koenig who's bringing it up for Bryan. As he'll get triple teamed, and he finds Kerr, and then Kerr finds Beltran, who finds Watson for the three, but it's just off the front iron. Kerr with the long rebound gives it back to Koenig. Koenig kind of loses it. He's at the wing, gets a screen from Cooper Beltran. And he'll find Alex in the corner, Easton in the other corner, and Eric will take the three at the wing, and he'll knock it down to make it 13-2. As that's Rafferty who bring it up, and not to lose from Eric, but he'll keep it, gets it to Woodring. Woodring for the wing three will miss it. Good rebound by Easton Kerr, as he'll give it to Cooper Beltran, and he'll find Diaz, and Diaz will give it to Koenig, and Koenig will pass the half-court line. As Koenig will pass it to Hunter, and Alex will now have it passed from Hunter, and he'll lose it, but Eric gets it. Eric will throw a shot. Beltran with the rebound, but he's just a little strong. At the end there, Evergreen shows some 1-3-1, I think, coverage on Bryan. Bryan was able to get a three out of it. And that's the end of the first quarter, 13-2 lead, as we'll be back on the Bryan Golden Spirits Network.
At Oberlin-Turnbull Funeral Home and Crematory, we understand that family is at the heart of everything we do.
Being family-owned and family-focused is not just a slogan for us, it's a way of life. We walk alongside you during life's most challenging moments, providing a guiding hand and a shoulder to lean on.
With heartfelt care and attention to detail, we tailor each service to honor the life and the memories of your loved one. We treat you like family because your journey is our journey.
Oberlin-Turnbull Funeral Home and Crematory. Family-owned, family-focused.
Here at the Williams County Veteran Service Office, our mission is plain and simple. We are here to serve our local Williams County veterans and their dependents. We are staffed with trained service officers who have the compassion and understanding to assist their fellow veterans in obtaining all federal and state benefits that they have earned. Additionally, we provide emergency financial assistance and transportation to VA medical centers. So if you're a veteran or a dependent of a veteran, stop in today and see how we can help you at the Williams County Veteran Service Office.
Welcome back to your Bryan City Sports Network here in our game, the Bryan Golden Bears versus the Evergreen Vikings. Bryan holding a 13-4 lead in the second quarter.
And Haldick scored the easy layup on the rebound. And that is Eric Connick who has it. He'll pass it to Welling on the wing. Welling will pass it to the other corner to McGill, and McGill will give it to Connick and back to Bryce on the same spot. As he'll give it to the wing, pick it up his dribble, tries to get to Diaz, but stolen by Woodring, and he'll take the easy layup. As Evergreen's showing press, Connick will beat the press, get a screen from Kerr, as he'll get it across half court. And he'll give it to Welling. Welling will get to the corner and lose his dribble, so it'll be Evergreen's ball. Troy, Evergreen scored 2 quick buckets to cut down the lead. Has that shown, like, what does Bryan need to do to stop this?
I believe Bryan needs to hold a very big press defense here, as Evergreen, a few of their players actually have come back from ankle injuries. So a lot of these players are starting back fresh, but they have the same skill. So I believe Bryan needs to hold a press defense.
As Bryan got the steal, and this is Diaz who passes to Welling, to McGill, back to Welling on the wing. As he'll be pressed, and he'll just throw it up, stolen by Haldick, who will give it to Rafferty. And he'll drive in, use a spin, gives it to Gallon, who's under the basket, passes it out to Farley. And Galley, it'll be knocked loose, so Evergreen's ball. And I think that was Bryce Welling who got a hand on it. And it looks like we have some subs coming in. Haldick has it, he'll give it to Herman. And this is Woodring who has it. He'll give it to Gallon on the wing, and he'll give it to Haldick at the top of the key. He gives it to Woodring for a nice little pull-up with 5 feet in, and makes it. Evergreen showing press, and that is Jake Farlene who will foul. And again, Evergreen showing press. As they'll get it into Cooper Beltran, who'll give it back to Diaz, and Diaz will bring it over the half-court line, and he'll bring it over to the middle, give it to Eric to start up the offensive. He'll try to give it to Beltran, but it's knocked loose by Evergreen, and Woodring gives it to Gallon for the easy layup to cut down the lead 13-10. And Bryan will call a full timeout, and we'll take it with them, and we'll be back on the Bryan Golden Sports Network.
Hi, I'm Tom Turnbull of Oberlin-Turnbull Funeral Home and Crematory. We are family-owned, family-focused, caring for families for over 100 years.
It's great working with family. The relationship we have with one another allows us to focus on your family and help guide you through the planning process.
We focus in on your family's needs to make sure that everything is done the way that you and your family want.
Right now, our family wants a Golden Bear victory.
Oberlin-Turnbull Funeral Home and Crematory. Family-owned, family-focused.
I am blind, but I need not see. I know this road is there for me. If I'm really free.
Welcome back to your Bryan City Sports Network here, and our game with Bryan Golden Bears versus the Evergreen Vikings. A little talk about the Evergreen Vikings so far. They've had a little run up here with a lot of turnovers here and a lot of points scored. A few of their players have actually come back from a few ankle injuries, so it's a bit surprising here, but it's fun to see a lot of talented people, only on the JV team to, score a lot. This will be fun.
And next, Alex Diaz, who has it at the top of the key, and he'll give it to Welling. Welling has it near the logo, and he'll bring it over. We'll try to restart this offense to try to get something going, as he's heavily guarded and about not to lose it. But Diaz has it on the wing, so he'll drive down, get the layup, and off the backboard and makes it fall. And that is Woodring will bring it up for Evergreen. As he'll try to get it in, but not loose by Diaz, and Diaz has it. And he'll restart the offense. So he'll try to give it back door to Bryce. And Bryce will get it and loses it to Beltran, but Beltran will try to give it to McGill on the back door cut, and it's not to loose by an Evergreen defender. There was 3 of them there, so I didn't catch it who it was. But it'll be Evergreen's ball. Bryan's ball. They're saying Evergreen's ball. And that's Rafferty who will bring it up for Bryan, and he'll give it to Harmon. Harmon will get it not loose by Welling, so it'll be Evergreen's ball again. With 3:30 left in the second quarter to go, and that's Woodring who gets it at the wing. He'll drive to the corner, try to get in. Blocked by Diaz, but they'll call a foul. So it'll be some Welling Construction free throws. And that is Luke Woodring, who is Evergreen's lead scorer with 11.3 on the season. He has started all 16 games and played the most minutes out of everybody on this Evergreen team. As he'll knock down the first one. We give him 5 on the night already. And he's getting ready to take the second one. It's up, and it'll fall, so give him 6 points on the night. And this is Watson who has it. He'll give it to Diaz across the half-court line. And he gives it to Watson. Gives it to Miguel in the corner. Diaz in the wing. The Beltran has it at the free throw line. Welling has it underneath, and he'll make the layup. And that's Woodring who'll bring it up to pass it to Harmon, who gives it to Isel, and Isel will get the layup. Oh, sorry, that was Ben Bates. And Hunter has it, and he'll give it to Beltran. And he'll try to give it to Welling, but Welling loses it. And that's Gallen who bring it up for Evergreen, but he'll throw it to Diaz, and Diaz will try to get a layup, but he is fouled by Luke Woodring, and he'll go to the free throw line for 2 free throws. Troy, as there's 2 minutes and 30 seconds left. Bryan had a big lead early on, but Evergreen was able to crawl back, get it down to 3 points. And something that the key of the game was to try to hold on to a lead. They're not really doing that right now. What do you think they need to do to try to hold on to this 3-point lead before halftime?
I believe Bryan needs to, take full control here. There's a lot of time left in this game. There's a lot of jitters here, a lot of adrenaline pumping, get the heart rushing. I believe Bryan needs to, have a really good offense here because, as you can see, Evergreen has crawled back here from a very, very bad lead here. So Bryan needs to have a very good offense here.
As Diaz will knock down both of his free throws, and that will give him 6 points on the night so far. And it looks like Evergreen will turn it over for Bryan's ball with 2:30 left in the quarter. This is Welling who will go across half. And I think we're having some scoreboard issues, so they have to retake it in. And Diaz will give it in the Beltran, and he'll give it back to Diaz and give it to Welling. Welling has it, and they're showing some zone coverage again. And Diaz has it underneath, finds Beltran, but a little too strong. McGill will get it. And Diaz, who got it on the wing, look, his foot was out of bounds, so it'll be turnover. And Evergreen will get the ball as Bryan will show press. As that's Rafferty for Evergreen, who'll bring it up, guarded by Quinn Green, who checked in the game. And Rafferty will pick up his dribble, give it to Gallen on the wing. And Gallen will drive to the free throw line, pass it out to Isel. and ISO will give it to Rarity, and the ball is loose, and they're saying a travel on Nolan Haldick. And so it'll be Bryan's ball underneath as they're showing some press on Bryce. And they'll rebound it to Kerr, and Kerr will bring it up. They're showing zone coverage again, and that's Green who has it, and he'll give it to Welling. Welling will get it in to Kerr with an easy layup to make it 21-14. Bryan lead, and Woodring has it. He'll bring it up for Evergreen as he crosses half court, and he'll drive in, gets to the painted area, pass out to Rafferty in the corner, and passes back to Woodring in the wing, and he'll drive, gets to the painted area, but blocked by Beltran. And Welling will bring it up for Bryan. And he'll get down Quinn for an easy layup, and he'll knock it down to give it 23-14 lead. And that's Woodring who'll bring it up for Bryan. And he'll get it to the wing, pick up his dribble, give it to Gallen in the corner. Gallen will give it back to Woodring in the wing. He'll give it to Rafferty. And Rafferty's trying to set up the offense. Gets a screen, but goes the other way. Gets it back for by Gallen, who gets blocked. Good rebound by Haldick, who misses. A rebound by Gallen, who gets the layup. At just 23-16, less than about 35 seconds. As Green will bring it up, picks up the dribble, gives it to Beltran, gives it to McGill, and gives it to Bryce for the backdoor cut, and will go up for the layup and gets fouled and go to the free throw line with 24 seconds for some Welling construction free throws. Troy, as we were talking earlier about how Bryan can't hold on their lead, they went on their run themselves and was able to distance this lead. What do you think was a big part of that?
I believe a big part of that was a few of our top scorers of the night. You know, we have number 3 Bryce Welling having 5 points now for the night, considering now he's shooting free throws, and another big player here is Rhett McGill, scoring also 4 points for the night. You know, there's some top scorers here for Bryan's team.
Bryce will knock down both and get 6 points, and he'll be subbing out, and that's Asher Cito who'll be coming in for him. Woodring will bring it up for Evergreen, but he'll give it back to Gallen, who will cross half-court line. And he'll give it to Woodring in the corner. And he'll drive, takes a nice little floater, but misses. Rebound by Green. And Green will bring it up, passes it to Kerr, gives it to Cito. Cito will give it to Beltran. Green will take it, and Kerr saves it. Gallen's there for Evergreen to take it. And that's the end of this first half. It is 25-16, Bryan lead as we are going into half, and we'll be back on the Bryan Sports Network.
Discover affordable transfer opportunities at Northwest State.
Start here and save thousands on tuition.
Our advising team will help you get your credits transferred.
So don't wait another minute. Get started today.
One in 10 kids vape. Each vape pod can contain the same amount of nicotine as a pack of cigarettes.
The health class film guy isn't the best person to talk to your kid about vaping.
Got a few minutes?
You are. Talk to your child about vaping today.
The Bryan Parks and Recreation Department would like to wish the Bryan Golden Bears good luck in tonight's game. The Bryan Parks and Rec offers a wide variety of classes for you during the entire year and an array of sporting events all year long. Check out what the Bryan Parks and Recreations Department has going on at bryanparksandrec.com or like them on Facebook. The Bryan Parks and Rec hopes to see you in one of the many parks that Bryan has to offer and enjoy the facilities. Questions about the classes or rental of one of their facilities, call 633-6030.
Welcome back to your Bryan City Sports Network. While the players are on break, we're going to have a little talk about the first half here for the Bryan versus Evergreen Vikings game here.
Well, Bryan got to the hot start with 13-2 first quarter lead, but then we kind of saw a little run by Evergreen to cut down this lead to 3. And then as we saw, Bryan kind of pulled away at the end of that second quarter as they went on a little run. They had some scores step up big like Bryce, Alex, and Rat, who stepped up big for them. What do you see impressed from Bryan as they have the 9-point lead over Evergreen?
One thing I'm very impressive about Bryan and our basketball team here is that Bryan's basketball team are actually very highly competitive, you know. Seeing these people, you know, in just like regular school, you know, you talk to them sometimes, you know, they're very kind people, you know, very energetic, they're very passionate about all the sports they play, and then when you see them on the basketball court, you know, they're very competitive, and they really want to win this game, as it's a pretty big rivalry for Bryan here, actually.
Yeah, we're kind of seeing a back and forth runs, as it's been a pretty interesting first half, excuse me. I will say, what do you think Evergreen needs to be thinking about in this halftime?
One thing I need Evergreen to do here in order to win here, I think they need to be doing a very big offensive move, you see, because they did one. They've cut down the lead by a lot. You know, it was a 10 to something lead, then they got it down to like only a few points. So I believe Evergreen here needs to have a very good offensive and get a few more steals and buckets here.
Evergreen's lead scorer tonight is Luke Woodring. He has 6 points. He has started all 16 games for them and has played the most games for them, or the most minutes, excuse me, for them, as he's averaging 11.3 points per game. So if they want to come back, they might want to try to give it to him, wouldn't you think?
I believe they would need to start giving it to Woodring.
Because he's got all that experience since he's played the most. And we'll be taking a break real quick, and we'll be back on the Bryan Golden Sports Network.
The Bryan Athletic Boosters would like to wish all the student athletes the best of luck in all their sports this year. The Boosters are proud of your commitment to becoming Bryan built. It takes a lot of time and dedication to play sports and be the best student you can be at the same time. Good luck this year. The Bryan Athletic Boosters would also like to thank all of their corporate and individual patron supporters this year as well. It takes everyone to make a community and to become Bryan built.
Discover top quality healthcare education at Northwest State. Our instructors have real world experience, so they know how to prepare you for great career opportunities. Northwest State, where you'll get the top quality healthcare education you need to succeed.
Welcome back to your Bryan City Sports Network here as our game between the Bryan Golden Bears and the Evergreen Vikings continue on here, as we have a few sponsors for tonight's game. Today's game is brought to you by the Bryan Athletic Boosters, Bryan Parks and Recreation, Northwest State Community College, Oberlin-Turnbull Funeral Home and Crematory, Veteran Services of Williams County.
As it's 25-16, Bryan's lead at halftime, and there is still about 5 minutes of break. So Evergreen is down by 9, as they saw a lot more scoring in that second half than they did in the first half, with 2 points in the first quarter, having 14 in the second one. What do you think was a big part of that?
What I think was a big part of that was, I believe that, you know, Evergreen, you know, saw their opportunities in Bryan's weak defensive holes there. You know, we had a few gaps to fill with a lot of Evergreen turnovers. You know, Evergreen scored a lot of easy buckets. As we're getting prepared for this varsity game here, something to notice is that their JV team is also working just as hard as the varsity team is, I bet.
As we're talking about varsity, there is a few players on JV that is playing for varsity for Evergreen, as Chris Schrader is, and Reagan Elson plays varsity too. As Evergreen has been averaging 44 points per game and is allowing 36 points per game. But in this first half, they've allowed 25 points. And so what do you think they need to do to try to slow down this Bryan offense?
I believe what Evergreen needs to do is applying a lot of press defense, as we've seen. It has worked before. It's been working a lot this game, you know, trying to hold back Bryan. But, you know, a lot of Bryan's offensive players, you know, they're very strong, very tall, They've gotten past them, but I think Evergreen needs to hold Bryan to a press defense.
We've seen some 1-3-1 out of their, and it really hasn't really slowed down Bryan's offense since they were able to like work it through their players and was able to find some easy layups. Do you think they should try a different defense than a 1-3-1 because it's not really working for them?
I believe Evergreen should try to change their defense strategy here because the 1-3-1 here is not seeming to be working a lot as they've allowed Bryan to almost pass their points per game allowed here in only the first half, and that is surprising since they've only allowed like 36 points per game, but Bryan here already has 25 and it's not even second half yet.
And the big thing for Bryan is a key for this game that their coach has sent us was to have a lead and try to hold on to that lead. Well, they have a lead now, so now they just need to hold on for it, as they had so many close games earlier this year, but they were just losing them. They weren't able to hold on to their late game leads and just lost them. So what do you think Bryan needs to do to hold on to this lead?
What I think Bryan needs to do to hold on to this lead is I believe that in the past, you know, Bryan players may have held their heads low. You know, they've gotten tired, you know, so that really did affect their playing skills. But I believe this game, I believe it's something different. I believe Bryan will walk out here with the win. I'm going to do a score prediction. I'm going to say I think this game is going to be a 42-28. Bryan takes home the W.
A score prediction mid-half, as the Bryan players will come back out for shoot-around. So it still looks like they got their talking done. So what do you think their coach is saying to them as they have a 9-point lead right now?
What I believe they're talking about is I believe that their coach is trying to say how they need to hold on to this lead because that is something that Bryan has failed to do in the past. You know, with a few of our losses, we hung our heads low and we allowed the opponents to score high on us, and we unfortunately lost. So.
And as Evergreen comes back out, what do you think they were talking about in their timeout?
I believe what Evergreen was talking about is applying a different defense strategy since the 1-3-1 strat was not working. I believe Evergreen needs to start allowing a bigger press defense onto a lot of Bryan's high scorer players like Brett McGill currently with 4 points in this first half. And Bryce Welling, number 3, another very big player for the team of Bryan.
Yeah, Bryce and Alex Diaz has combined 6 points, so which is almost half of Bryan's score. So if they want to try to keep this lead, they're probably going to need some big rolls out of them. As we have 30 seconds until the tip-off. And we'll be back on Bryan Golden Bears Sports Network. Welcome back to the Bryan Golden Bears Sports Network as we are getting ready for this bound in for Evergreen as they'll start the second half with the ball. And Rafferty will bring it up for Evergreen as he'll give it to Holland and it goes off his leg. Belran will get it for Bryan and give it to Welling. And Welling will get it in but picks up his dribble, gives it to Koenig on the logo. And Koenig will start up this offense for Bryan. And he'll get to Beltran on the corner, finds Alex for the layup, and it'll fall for him to add 2 more on tonight for him, as he has 8 now. And then this is Gallen who'll bring it up for Evergreen. He'll give it to Woodring. Woodring will lose it a little bit, but gets it back on the wing. And he'll get to Hollick. Hollick will get in, but blocked by Beltran, but they're going to say a foul as he goes to the free throw line for Welling Construction free throws.
Welling Construction, a third-generation family-owned general contractor. We specialize and pride ourselves in building quality custom homes, major renovation projects, and commercial work. Your vision, our expertise. Contact us at 419-636-3712.
As Hollick did not make his first one. And he'll be shooting his second. And he's a little strong on that one. Rebound by Rhett McGill for Bryan, and Alex Diaz will bring it up for pass half court, gives it to Koenig to start the offense. He'll give it to the wing. And 2-3 defense from Evergreen, and Alex Diaz has it on the wing as he'll drive. Picks up his dribble, gives it to Koenig at the top of the key. As now they're 1-3 defense. Koenig will give it to Bryce on the wing. He'll drive in, kicks out to Alex, who'll shoot the three, but misses. And rebound by Rafferty, he'll bring it up for Evergreen. He'll get to the painted area, gives it to Hollick. Hollick with a nice layup to cut down the lead to 27-18 with 4:34 left in this quarter. And that is Eric Koenig who will bring it up for Bryan as he crosses half court. As he'll try to get this offense going. He gives it to Welling on the wing. And Welling will try to drive in. And he'll give it to Diaz in the painted area. Kicks it out to Rhett in the corner. Gives it back to Diaz on the wing. Eric has it now at the wing. Gives it to Rhett McGill in the corner. Gives it back to Koenig. As Alex Diaz gives it back to Koenig. Beltran has it, and he'll give it to Bryce. Bryce will lose it. And that's Rafferty with a steal. Gives it to Hollick. Hollick to Woodring. Woodring drives. Will go up for the shot, and it will fall. He make it 27-20, and he has 8 on the night for Evergreen. And this is Eric Koenig who will cross half court with the ball. Gives it to Welling on the wing and gives it to Diaz who'll shoot the three. Who misses, but rebound by Beltran who will put it back up and fall. Woodring brings it up for Evergreen. Woodring goes straight into the chest of Alex Diaz, but they're going to call a foul on Diaz. And they'll say on the ground, so it'll be Evergreen ball underneath. Troy, we haven't seen much of no one breaking away. It's still 9 points. What does Evergreen need to do to try to cut this 9 points?
I believe Evergreen needs to have a very well programmed offense here, as Bryan, has been applying a lot of press defense. We've been blocking a lot of shots. We've got a few fouls here. Some of our players down there looking a bit confused here on the fouls on the ground, but overall I believe Evergreen needs to have a very good offensive play starter here.
As Evergreen was not able to score, and Welling now has it and he'll try to drive it in. Gives it to Beltran, who will step out of bounds on the. That is like the second time we've seen this in the game. Alex Diaz did it earlier. They just need to watch their feet.
That is right. They do need to watch their feet. Seeing these players look around, looking for where the foul was committed, asking the refs what happened here.
Beltran will rip it away from Farland, and Diaz with communication with McGill, and it'll be a turnover for Bryan with 2:49 left in this quarter. And that is Woodring. He'll bring it up for Evergreen. He'll cross half court. Gives it to Hollick at the top of the key, who gives it to Isel in the corner and gives it to Gollin. Then to Farland. Gives it to Isel. Woodring will lose it. Hollick will find it. And it's a scramble still as Hollick kind of throws it up. Easton Kirk was able to get it, and he'll get an easy layup, but he misses. And Bryce will get it steal, and he'll put it up, make it 31-20. As Woodring will bring it up pretty quickly for Evergreen. And another foul on Alex Diaz. And she'll pick up his second. As Luke Woodring, who has 8 points on the game, will go to the free throw line for 2 Welling Construction free throws. He'll make the first one to give him 9 points. And a 31-21 lead for Bryan. As that's Quinn Green and Hunter Watson checking in for Bryan. As he'll knock down the second one, he gets 10, and that is an Evergreen timeout. As it's 31-22, Bryan's lead. What does Evergreen need to talk about, Troy?
I believe Evergreen needs to talk about changing their offensive play style, because we've seen a lot of fouls on, just stepping out of bounds, maybe playing a bit too rough, but, I believe Evergreen needs to be playing a very better offense here.
Yeah, they've been struggling kind of on defense because they allowed their opponents to have 36 points. But here, Bryan, with 2 minutes and 10 seconds left in this third quarter, has 31. And it's Bryan's ball. That is McGill who has it and gives it to Quinn Green. And Quinn Green will turn it over to Woodring, and he'll drive in, but off the backboard. Will not fall in. McGill will bring it up. Will pass it to Quinn Green, who gives it to Watson over the half-court line. And he'll set up the offense. As he'll try to drive in, gives it to Kerr. Kerr with the layup, and they'll fall for him this time. And it's 33-20 to 22. Woodring has it, and he'll take the three at the wing spot. Just couldn't fall down as it's a scramble for it, but Watson will bring it up for Bryan. Easton will take the three, and he'll knock it down as he's picked up. He now has 7 points for Bryan. That is Woodring at the top of the key who has it. He'll drive, and he'll get all the way, but they're gonna call a foul. And it's 2 shots, so he'll be going to the free throw line for Welling Construction free throws. Troy Easton has been a big part of this lead right now. He has 7 points. He knocked down a 3 and a layup earlier to give him 5 points. What do you think this Bryan offense is doing? Because they have 36 points, which is Evergreen's average.
What I believe about what you were saying with Easton, Easton, he's a very powerful person. He's pretty tall, and he's very strong. He plays football also, as well with basketball. So I believe this crossover is pretty lethal for Bryan.
As Woodring will knock down both of those, he has 12 points tonight, and he's been averaging 11.3 for a game. And then that's Quinn Green who gets to the painted area, who loses it. But it looks like there will be a foul on number 2, Jake Farley, as he might be a little roughened up there. And it'll be Bryan's ball. And he'll be subbed out. As it's 36-24 with a minute and 6 seconds to go. Kerr has it. He gives it to Rhett. He gives it to Kerr, who has it on the wing. Gives it to Rhett McGill. And he gives it to Watson. Watson at the logo has it now. He gives it to Green, who's knocked loose by Woodring. So we'll stay with Bryan here with 50 seconds of this third quarter. That's Watson who has it. He gets double teamed and trapped in the corner, but gives it to Green. Green now has it, but he tries to get it to McGill. Intercepted by Woodring. He'll drive, try to give it to Harmon, and he'll turn around and take the shot. Good rebound by Haldick, who couldn't hold on to it, but gets it. Woodring loses it, picked up by Ruffrey, who gives it to Haldick. Haldick will give it back to Ruffrey on the wing. He'll set up the offense, try to get something going in these last 20 seconds. Who gives it to Woodring. Woodring has it on the wing. He drives and pick up the foul on the baseline. And that's Easton Kerr who pick up the foul. And that's the 15th foul, so he'll be going to the free throw line for some Welling Construction free throws. Troy, there's only 11 seconds left in this quarter, and we still have another fourth quarter. Bryan has a 12-point lead before these free throws. What are they doing that's probably has this lead right now?
I believe Bryan is using a lot of their height advantage. We have a lot of strong people. Like for example, we have Hunter Watson. He plays football crossover. It's very lethal for Bryan. We have Bryce Welling, Eric Koenig. We have Rhett McGill, another pretty strong player for Bryan.
As he knocks down both of them, gives Luke Woodring with 14 points for Evergreen. And Watson has it on the wing with less than 5 seconds, and he'll turn it over, trying to find Josue. Evergreen will have it with 4 seconds left in this third quarter. Down by 10. Woodring will get it. He'll try to shoot the 3, but just short. As it's 36-26 and at the end of third quarter, and we'll be back on Bryan Sports Network.
The Bryan Parks and Recreation Department would like to wish the Bryan Golden Bears good luck in tonight's game. The Bryan Parks and Rec offers a wide variety of classes for you during the entire year and an array of sporting events all year long. Check out what the Bryan Parks and Recreations Department has going on at bryanparksandrec.com or like them on Facebook. The Bryan Parks and Rec hopes to see you in one of the many parks that Bryan has to offer and enjoy the facilities. Questions about the classes or rental of one of their facilities, call 633-6030.
The Bryan Athletic Boosters would like to wish all the student athletes the best of luck in all their sports this year. The Boosters are proud of your commitment to becoming Bryan built. It takes a lot of time and dedication to play sports and be the best student you can be at the same time. Good luck this year. The Bryan Athletic Boosters would also like to thank all of their corporate and individual patron supporters this year as well. It takes everyone to make a community and to become Bryan built.
Welcome back to your Bryan City Sports Network basketball game here. The JV Bryan Golden Bears versus the JV Evergreen Vikings.
And Bryan will get it in, but Bryce was heavily guarded by 2 defenders and will over the back violation as Coach Spitnow will like a push by Evergreen as it's Evergreen ball, and that is Rafferty who will bring it up for Evergreen. He's trying to get that going. We get the Gallon. Gallon to Luke Woodring. Troy, as I might point out, Luke Woodring has 14 of 26 points for Evergreen, as he has more than half of their points. Probably an offensive game plan to try to give it to him, right, Troy?
Yes, Colton. I do believe that Evergreen needs to use Woodring for his experience here, as he, I believe, has played the longest out of all their players. And I believe he also came back from an ankle injury.
As Jeremiah Taylor, first time in the game, he'll give it to Bryce Walling on the wing. As he'll drive in, gives it a nice move, and gets the layup for the and-1. As he's up to 10 points for Bryan. As Bryan has 38 points, and he's going to the free-throw line for 1 free throw that is sponsored by Welling Construction. It's up, and it's good. So he has 11 points tonight, and that's Rafferty who'll bring it up for Evergreen. He'll get to Harmon, blocked by Cooper Beltran, my bad. But Evergreen keeps it. Rafferty into the painted area, throws it up, and it falls for him. Ashercito has it, picks up his dribble, gives it to Taylor. Taylor will cross half court, drives, and he'll get triple teamed. He finds Ashercito. Asher will drive, kick it out to Easton Kerr, who give it to Taylor at the top of the key. Taylor will drive, gives it to Cito on the wing, where the corner, and it gets knocked loose, but it'll stay with Bryan. He'll get it into Welling. Welling has it on the wing as they're sending 3 guys over. And there'll be a foul called on Evergreen. Troy, I don't know about Evergreen's defense as they're sending 3 people on the ball carrier. What do you think they're trying to do?
I believe they're trying to play very, I don't want to say well planned out 3-on-1 defense, because if you put 3 people on the ball carrier, and Bryan has like 5 people on the court, that means you have 4 unattended people that they could pass to.
Welling has it on the wing as he'll try to get in, picks up his dribble, finds Kerr at the top of the key, and finds Asher. Taylor in the corner now has it as he drives. Again, they're sending more pressure. He's double teamed and jump ball. So it'll be Evergreen's ball with 5 minutes and 13 seconds to go as they have an 11-point lead. Troy, as we talked about earlier in this game, that a key for Bryan was to hold on to these late game leads. They have one now. What do they need to do to hold on to it?
You know, I believe Bryan is in a very good spot here to hold on to this very late game lead. Unfortunately, in the past, we haven't been able to hold on to this, but right now we're looking at a very good spot with a lot of our good players out here. We have Asher Sita, who we haven't seen a lot from tonight. He's really popping off here. We have Bryan. We have Bryce Welling, Jeremiah Taylor, and Beltran out here. They're working hard.
As Gallen scored on the other side for Evergreen to cut down the lead, as Rhett McGill will check back in and Alex Diaz will check back in. Brett will get into Beltran. Beltran to Welling on the wing. Beltran telling Welling to go the other way, but Welling goes to the corner, comes back up, gives it to Kerr, gives it to Diaz. Diaz to the wing. About gets it stolen away. He gives it to Welling. Welling heavily defended as he gets to the painted area. Finds Beltran. Beltran for a nice little jumper. Can't fall though. Welling gets the rebound. Gets it back and he'll take the shot and it'll fall. Welling now has 13 points for Bryan as they have 41-30 lead. Harmon has it now. He gives it to Haldeck, who takes the shot but will not fall. Welling will bring it up for Bryan with less than 4 minutes to go in this game. But he loses it. And he'll find Rhett, who shoots the three on the wing, and it will fall for him. So it gives him 44-30 lead with less than 3 minutes and 45 seconds to go. Rhett now has 7 points on the game. Welling will get it as he'll steal it from Rafferty, and he'll take it all the way, but blocked by Luke Woodring. Troy, as we've seen this lead open up to 14, and a big part was with Bryce having 13 points. What have you liked out of him tonight?
One thing I like out of Bryce is his determination, and he's also a team player. You know, he's not just going to stand there and take the ball all to himself. He's going to pass that ball off, you know, try to get his team the win here and not just himself.
And Evergreen will have it and bring it down. And it looks like, I think Alex Diaz gets a foul called on him again. So Gallen will go to the free throw line for 2 Welling Construction free throws.
Welling Construction is a third-generation family-owned general contractor. We specialize and pride ourselves in building quality custom homes, major renovation projects, and commercial work. Your vision, our expertise. Call us at 419-636-3712.
As Gallen knocked down the first one for him, for Evergreen. He has 7 points, so he's their second lead scorer behind Luke Woodring. As it's 44-31, Bryan lead, we are going to take the timeout, and we'll be back on the Bryan Golden Sports Network.
Here at the Williams County Veteran Service Office, our mission is plain and simple. We are here to serve our local Williams County veterans and their dependents. We are staffed with trained service officers who have the compassion and understanding to assist their fellow veterans in obtaining all federal and state benefits that they have earned. Additionally, we provide emergency financial assistance and transportation to VA medical centers. So if you're a veteran or a dependent of a veteran, stop in today and see how we can help you at the Williams County Veteran Service Office.
Welcome back to your Bryan City Sports Network with the Bryan Golden Bears JV team playing the Evergreen Vikings.
Austin Gallen will be shooting some free throws for Evergreen. He's had been a quiet game as he had 7 points, but Luke Woodring as their lead scorer with 14 points. What do you think Evergreen's been drawing up in their timeout? Because they're down by 13 late in the game with 3:21 to go, Troy.
What I believe they're really drawing up here is that Evergreen was drawing up a very good offensive team here. They need to build off of this game so far. You know, they've been down a lot almost this entire game, you know, so they really do need to build a very good offensive start here.
As Austin Gallen could not get the free throw of the fall, and it looks like Brett McGill tried to rebound, but he'll step out of bounds. So Evergreen ball. Haldick has it. He gives it to Gallen, but it's deflected by McGill. Good defense by McGill right there. Then get the ball. Just couldn't hold on though. And so Evergreen ball. As Rafferty has it in, he'll give it to Woodring. Woodring is at the wing. He gives it to Haldick at the top of the key. And he'll give it to Rafferty in the corner. As he'll try to give it to Gallen, but stolen away by Beltran, and Connick is pressed. As he gives it to Diaz. Diaz is triple team. Diaz will give it to Watson. Watson will get it up, gives it to Beltran. Gives it back to Watson, and Eric will set up the offense. As they're in a zone, Evergreen's in a zone defense. As Connick is dribbling around, tries to get it to McGill, but Watson will get it. McGill has it, gives it to Connick. Gives it back to McGill. Gives it to Diaz, and will give it to Connick. Diaz has it on the wing. McGill now has it in the corner, and Diaz has it back on the wing. And Connick will have it. Now Watson has it. As they've been wasting down down to 2 minutes. Beltran now has it. Watson has it. Now Diaz has it on the wings, and that's Connick who has it the other wing. Now Watson has it on the wing, who gives it to Diaz in the corner. And then Eric will get to the painted area, get deflected. And Rafferty will bring it up for Evergreen. And that's Farland who has it. Woodring now takes the deep three on the wing, just off the front iron. And it's a scramble for it, and it looks like it'll be jump ball. So the jump ball will give it to Bryan. As Jake Farley took the hard fall. As he came back today from an ankle injury. He missed quite a few games. He's only played 3 games this year. As he'll be subbed out for ISO will come in for him. So Bryan's ball with 1 minute and 24 seconds. As these 1 minute and 24 seconds start clocking down, Troy, what do you think Bryan needs to do to hold on to the 13-point lead?
Something that I believe Bryan needs to start doing here is I believe Bryan needs to start locking in on holding this lead here, because in the past it has shown that Bryan starts to hang their heads low because they think they've already won this game, but the other team, they have a lot of energy, As long as Evergreen, plays this game smart, Evergreen can still come back. Boom, with a big foul here.
And it looks like a charge as Alex Diaz gets a little excited there. So that'll be a charge on Luke Woodring, as there's 1 minute and 8 seconds left in the 4th quarter. Welling gets it in, gives it back to Diaz, who gets all the way across half court, gives it to the wing as he's at the top of the key now. Welling now has it. He gets to the wing, passes it to Diaz at the logo, gives it to Watson in the other wing, who finds McGill at the free throw line, finds Beltran at the other side. Diaz at the logo. Diaz triple team, loses it. Luke Woodring will get the layup, but blocked by Diaz, but cannot get the shot to fall. It's just a scramble down there, and it looks like Bryan has it, but they'll call a travel on Cooper Beltran, as he showed a good hustle play right there, but was not able to keep it with less than 30 seconds. As Essel will take the fade away, and he'll knock it down. As Bryan will give it into Diaz. As Diaz will bring it up and will dribble out the time. As the game is ending, Today's game is brought to you by Bryan Athletic Boosters, Bryan Parks and Rec, Northwest State Community College, Oberlin-Turnbull Funeral Home and Crematory, and Veterans Service of Williams County. Thank you, crew. John Damrumpel was the director. Kama was Chris Osbald and Gabby Malenga. The athletics are Nathan Keel and Charles Kimmel. Golden Bear photo, Matt Neff and Stephanie Ponsack. And the producer is Chris Malenga. This student broadcast is produced by the Golden Bear Sport Network for the private use of our audience, and any duplication or other use of this broadcast, including descriptions or accounts of the game without the expressly written consent of the Bryan City School District, is prohibited. One final time for all of us at the Bryan Golden Bear Sports Network with Troy Ross, I, Colton, Sheline. Again, your final score is 36 to 44. Bryan lead. Have a good night, everybody.
Welcome to Bryan High School for tonight's NWOAL matchup between the Evergreen Vikings and the Bryan Golden Bears. Bryan, Arnold, and Tim Meister here with you from Bryan High School tonight. Evergreen comes in at 11-6 and even 2-2 in the league. Golden Bears are 6-11, 0-4 in the league, and still looking for that elusive first win in the NWOAL, Coach Meister.
Yeah, that's a monkey they have to get off their back. I know they've talked about it. I know they're aware of it. You know what? Sometime they'll quit talking about it and get it done, right? That's got to be priority number one, and tonight they have a great opportunity to do so.
If you get any opponent to come in on the road in a league game, you've got a nice advantage. Good crowd here tonight, little cheer, a lot of bodies in the stands, going to be a lot of excitement. You know, there'll be a ton of noise. It'll be good for the boys. The boys have played a little bit better of late. They had a tough loss last Thursday at Liberty Center in overtime. Landon Bassett had the game of his life, and the Bears weren't able to capitalize. And then a good win on Saturday night over Fairview on the road. A little bit better. Things are going in the right direction, so hopefully the Bears can find a way to continue that tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. I think under Jacob Parker, the Bears have made strides. Certainly that loss against Liberty Center, like you said, was tough. I mean, they had the lead, they had the ball. There was about a minute and a half left. You know, they just couldn't make plays to finish it off. And again, that's a learning process, and they're going to have to live through some of those. And hopefully tonight they put themselves in a position to do the same thing and this time finish it off.
We're Bryan High School, live on Golden Bear Sports Network, 96.5 WQCT. This is the Oberlin-Turnbull countdown to tip-off. Oberlin-Turnbull Funeral Home and Crematory, family-owned, family-focused. We had the chance to chat with Bryan head coach Jacob Parker, and you're going to hear that after this timeout on the Golden Bear Sports Network.
Discover top-quality healthcare education at Northwest State. Our instructors have real-world experience, so they know how to prepare you for great career opportunities. Northwest State, where you'll get the top-quality healthcare education you need to succeed.
Welcome back out to the Golden Bear Sports Network. Don Malanga here, joined with the head coach of the boys basketball team. Coach, how are you doing today?
Great, how are you?
I'm doing good. So obviously we haven't talked in a while, but the two games that are more fresh in our minds are the Liberty Center game and the Fairview game. Liberty Center was a real close game, took them to OT against a really good Liberty Center team, just a few mistakes towards the end of the game and couldn't quite get there. And then obviously Fairview had a really good game all around, won that game. You want to kind of just talk us through both those games?
Yeah, what a heartbreak Friday night was, and going into overtime, we really battled back, and I didn't really feel like the game was that way all night. It kind of took me back to the score sheet to find out that we were down by 8 at the first quarter and down by 5 the next 2 quarters, and what a credit to our guys to continue battling and get us into overtime and into a situation that we could win that game. And it was just kind of back and forth, and you're right, it was just a couple mental mistakes there at the very end, handling the basketball, and you know, that comes from just being in the experience of being in those kind of situations and that environment. And the guys, I thought, played a very, very complete game, just down to some small mistakes there. And they did what we wanted to do game plan wise. And you know, you don't always expect Landon Bassett to, once he catches fire and he goes off and ties the school record for the most threes in a game. And you know, he had a phenomenal night shooting, which helped us out a great ton. And we didn't have everyone exactly healthy that night. Carter Dominic played through some illness from earlier on in the week, and so he was kind of coming back, and boy, did he play through that the entire fourth quarter and overtime. And so a little bit of bloodshed here and there with Tucker Watson getting broken open on the forehead and some stuff like that. So, you know, what a battle, but finally I think the guys got that pride on that defensive end and started putting that together, and you really saw the emotion come out of them after the game. And you know, that was a heartbreaking loss, and they brought that same emotion. That was what we wanted to play with. You know, feel that, take those feelings and play with them the next night as you go forward, and see how you can use those feelings and those emotions and build upon it. And they did a fantastic job going into Fairview, and it was a complete game. I mean, defensively wise, I think it was one of our best defensive games all around, with 5 guys on the floor playing really good defense, getting hands on the basketball, with probably the most deflections and steals we've had in a game, coming out of Carter and Kingston playing some really solid defense. And then you can't take away gotta give a whole lot of credit to Mason Welling and Hunter Millfeld for just playing lights out, all out defense on Fairview's leading scorer, and really took him out of the ball game, and that allowed us to be successful with some other guys. So putting that together, and then it was a healthy balance of scoring in the first half. Guys started crashing the boards really well on the offensive end, and Hunter got some great offensive boards and putbacks that kept us in that game. And Gavin was, posted his second double-double in a row, which we've known he could do all season.
Yeah.
He's finally getting there a little bit now and being more aggressive, and so he kept us alive with some of those rebounds and doing his job really, really well. And then, the spurt out of Kingston there got himself going a little bit. Downhill drives, got himself to a bucket, then opened his mid-range, knocked those in, and then he knocked down the back-to-back threes and, spread that game wide open for us and got us into a more comfortable lead. Just from start to finish, they put together a really fantastic four-quarter ball game on Saturday night.
Yeah, and you're talking about a complete game. You start to look at some of the pieces of the team, some of these players, and you're starting to see them evolve into the roles that we've kind of expected from them. You talk about Landon, I know we talked at the start of the season, struggling to shoot a little bit, had a little bit of an arm injury, but now, like we said, tied the school record in threes, and then now he's been shooting a lot better. Got Mason Welling, who's been playing really good defense. Carter, who's finding his role. Hunter, you mentioned all those guys who have found their role. How important is it to you that all these guys are starting to kind of pick it up and get where they want to be, where you could see them all year?
Yeah, it's a perfect time to start doing it. We're heading into the last 2 weeks, 3 weeks of regular season. We're down to the last handful of ball games, and then it's how do you prepare yourself for tournament? We're not looking that far ahead by any means. We're taking it game by game, and we're continuing to build. But the guys that are stepping into those roles and playing those roles and giving us quality minutes, doing their jobs is huge for us, and especially with where they want to go and where they want to be as a team and how they want to finish the season out. It's going to be crucial for them to continue to evolve and get into those. And they're the roles we knew that they could do all season long, and it just took, time and confidence with them to build that on the floor together. And they're starting to put it together, and it's a great thing. It's a beautiful thing to see on the floor. And they're bringing the energy in practice as well to complement that. So hopefully it continues building, and we've got five ball games left here, 6 ball games left here that we got to close out the season on a run and continue building. That way we are right where we want to be at the end of the season heading into tournament time.
Yeah, and one of those 5 games is the one we're doing tomorrow. It's you guys versus Evergreen, another league matchup on a Friday night. Evergreen is kind of known for not always being the best basketball school, but they always have great athletes. They got guys who, they're scoring, 65 plus points a game. So how are you guys planning to compete against them and battle with them?
I think we got to control the tempo. They shoot a lot. They just shoot from about wherever. They got about 3-4 guys that are very confident in shooting. You give them a step and they're going to shoot early in their offensive possessions. So I think we just got to control the basketball. Limit our turnovers that lead to their transition points. Play tough defense. We got to keep bringing it on the defensive side and make just every offensive possession for them uncomfortable. Don't let them get into a rhythm. If we're successful on the defensive end, we're going to be successful on the offensive end as well. With just handling the basketball, get our open looks, continue playing on the offensive end for each other. I thought the last 2 games we have done a fantastic job of creating for somebody else on the floor, whether that be dribble drive and kicking it out to a wide open shooter, or just being able to rotate the ball and pass, make the extra pass and get it inside, and some things like that the guys are really doing well on. And we just got to continue playing that style of basketball, and we can't let them get into a rhythm and push the tempo. And they really do like the kind of chaos moments there of how do we get you going so fast and out of speed that we just create easy turnovers and get fast break layups. So, we can't allow that to happen, and we just got to play calm and composed, and we'll be successful.
Yeah, it seems like that was one of the highlights that you guys have had the past couple of games, was just your defense turning into your offense. Like you said, so many deflections, so many steals. So hopefully we can see that tomorrow.
Absolutely, and that's where our minds have been for the last 2 weeks right now. It's just let your defense create your offense for you, and let's go be successful on this end. That way we can continue the momentum on the other side of the floor.
Obviously, we have an exciting game ahead. Thank you for the interview, Coach. Best of luck.
Thank you.
Yeah. We'll be back after this on the Golden Bear Sports Network.
1 in 10 kids vape. Each vape pod can contain the same amount of nicotine as a pack of cigarettes.
The health class film guy isn't the best person to talk to your kid about vaping.
Got a few minutes?
You are. Talk to your child about vaping today.
Back at Bryan High School for tonight's basketball game. Tonight's game is brought to you by the Bryan Athletic Boosters, Bryan's Park and Rec, Northwest State Community College, Oberlin-Turnbull Funeral Home and Crematory, Veteran Services of Williams County, Andrews O'Neill and Lowe, Daniel Van Atta Agency, Krill Funeral Home, Starks Plumbing and Heating, and Field Supply Center. But the Bears and the Vikings met last year at Evergreen. Evergreen defeated the Bears 56-44. One of the, the Bears lost all their league games last year. So one of their league losses in the year last year. Bears hoping to turn things around. Let's look at Evergreen and what they've done so far this year, coming in under the tutelage of head coach Kyle Bostetter.
Yeah, those people who are NWOAL fans were familiar with Kyle. He was a really good player in the late 90s, early 2000s. Coached Delta the last time they made it to regionals, and then first year here at Evergreen, replacing longtime coach Jerry Kiefer, currently at 11-6. The Vikings come in averaging 63.3 points a game and only allowing 55.8. They're shooting 43% from the field as a team, 28% from the three, 63% from the line, 29.5 rebounds per game, 13.3 assists. And the thing that impresses me the most is that they're averaging about 12 steals a game, so defensively they cause some havoc.
Yeah, 3 of the league leaders in steals when you look at the chart there that's out from the NWOAL. So defensively, they must get into some passing lanes and really get after it. You can see the last 5 games there for Evergreen. And most recent down the way, big wins there over Delta and Archbold, 51-50, tight one with Delta, and then both on the road, 10-point win at Archbold. So a couple of really impressive wins for Evergreen coming into tonight.
They're coming on. They started out the season 1-3. He had some injuries, a new coach coming in, things didn't gel. They're 10-3 in their last 13 games with big wins over Archbold and Delta. This team is capable of playing some really good basketball.
All right, let's look at the Bryan Golden Bears there, led by Jacob Parker.
Head coach Jacob Parker, his first year as the Golden Bears mentor, 6-11. Bears averaging about 48.9 points per game, and they're allowing 54.5. Bears are shooting 40% from the field, 29% from the three, 59% from the line. Bears grabbing about 26 rebounds a game, averaging a tad over 10 assists a game, and 5 steals. And as Coach Arnold had talked about, Bears really would like to break that NWOAL losing streak that's quickly creeping up on year number 5.
All right, so let's look at the keys to tonight's game for both teams. Keys to the game brought to you by the Carlin Company Realty and Auctioneers. Been your hometown real estate company for over 45 years. Consistently remained #1 in Williams County and the surrounding area since 2007. Call us for all of your real estate needs. So let's look first at the keys to the game for the Evergreen Vikings.
Yeah, for the Vikings, they want to control the pace and the tempo. They want this thing to get up and down a little more. They have 3 really strong guards, so certainly that pace of play will play into them. As we talked about, their steals, they create turnovers, they convert them into transition points. If Bryan can get them into a half-court game most of the night, I think that benefits the Bears. And rebounding. Evergreen is not a big team, but they do take care of the basketball. They don't give up a ton of offensive rebounds, but that is the key. If they begin to give up offensive rebounds, that makes it awful tough.
All right, let's look at the keys for the Bears then for tonight's contest.
Yeah, interesting enough, the Bears, they want to control that tempo and transition too. You know, Bryan certainly wants to get into a half-court game with them, but they don't want to slow themselves completely. If they can get up and down the floor and create some opportunities and do it intelligently, that will be key for Bryan. Defensive energy and effort, as you said, the energy and effort has been there. Certainly they have continued to progress, so hopefully tonight one more step, then finally limit the turnovers and Evergreen's second chance shots. Seems like a broken record, but we've talked about this. When Bryan turns it over and gives up offensive rebounds, it just creates a really tough situation for them.
All right, those are the keys for tonight's game. About a minute away from tip-off, let's meet tonight's officials. Tonight's officials sponsored by Tri-State Vision. Been serving the area since 1977. Contact us at either our Bryan or Montpelier offices for all of your eye care needs. Tonight's officials are Zach Grosjean, Kobe Baker, and Dusty Gray. We've got about 45 seconds now to tip off. This has been the Oberlin-Turnbull countdown to tip off. Oberlin-Turnbull Funeral Home and Crematory, family owned, family focused. We're going to send it down here shortly to PA address announcer Mr. Aaron Hughes, who's going to take care of national anthem and starting lineup. So NWOAL contest live for Bryan High School tonight on the Golden Bear Sports Network. Bryan, Arnold, and Tim Meister here with you for all of the action. Aaron Hughes is going to get us going here in about 15 or 20 seconds. Tonight's national anthem sponsored by Veteran Services of Williams County. Now we're going to get our starting lineups brought to you by the Allie Held Herman Memorial Run and Walk. Mark your calendars and lace up your shoes for the 5th annual Allie Held Herman Memorial Run and Walk on Saturday, July 19th, 2025 at the McDonald Ruff Ice Rink. All right, there you have the starting lineups for tonight's game. Evergreen comes in with 6 seniors on their roster. 2 of those are starters, and then you've got 3 juniors to go with them. And I have a little trouble with the bleached hair. I like to find some physical features to help me with names. These 3 are going to throw me off a little bit, I got a feeling, Coach Meister.
Well, a professional like you, highly trained, will have no issues tonight.
As soon as we find one of those, we need to flag them down. Cito and Johnson in center circle. Ball is up. Cito wins the toss. Bears under control, and Bassett's got it in the backcourt. Bring it up against Evergreen. Looks like they might be in a little bit of a 2-3 zone.
Yeah, he'll play a lot of matchup zone tonight. He'll switch it up with a little man, and he'll disguise those fronts. He'll throw you a 1-3-1 or 2-3, but it's still a matchup.
Cito works left side. Contested 3 against 2 people, doesn't go long off iron. Rebounded Johnson, but he throws it away, trying to get Evergreen out and run, and taken away by Welling. Welling picks it up in the backcourt, gets stuck, but finds Bassett on the right side, and the Bears into their half-court offense now. Welling to Dominic, right elbow. He's going to go down the right side. Good strong move. He attacks. He's going to get fouled and go to the free throw line. Good aggressive move there by Carter Dominic.
Yeah, certainly if there's one place the Bears have a mismatch tonight, it's size-wise with Cito, Dominic, and Jesse on the floor somewhere down the line, even against the zone. I think they can get the ball inside, Coach Arnold.
Foul on John Herdeman, his first, Evergreen's first. Cutter Dominic's first free throw is no good. Free throws tonight brought to you by the Welling Construction Company, third generation family owned, general contractor for quality custom homes, renovation projects, and commercial work. Contact us at 419-636-3712. Second free throw is up and good, puts the Bears up 1-0. 7:22 left here on the main stop scoreboard. Bears in their man-to-man on the defensive end. Allendorf finds Mans, hands off to Herdman. Herdman's got it, pulls up, right elbow, knocks down the 16-foot jumper. Nice jump shot there, gives Evergreen a 2-1 lead on the scoreboard here early at Bryan High School. And you see Cito's got a lot of eyeballs on him. Two defenders and about 4 sets of eyes as he took the ball to the right side. Found Landon Bassett. Landon Bassett couldn't return the favor with the mid-range jumper. Rebound pulled down, and Evergreen's out quickly to the other end. Allendorf tries, hands off to Herdman, and he buries a three from the top of the key. John Herdman comes in averaging 7 points a game. That's his 15th made three of the year, and a 5-1 lead early here for Evergreen. The Cito's skip is tipped away, and it goes off of Jessing's fingers. Turnover for the Bears.
That's an area we said Evergreen flourishes in. They're good at creating turnovers. They're good at creating steals.
You know, already early you can see the quickness of Evergreen and the intensity they throw at you defensively. Bears are going to have to match that. Reitz tries to go attack all the way from the top of the key, but that ball's blocked away by Cito. Landon Bassett comes away with the rebound. Gets the Bears into the front court, gets it off to Dominic. Dominic's directing a little bit of traffic, hands off to Cito. Cito to Jessing, right side three is up. Nothing but the bottom of the net for Gavin Jessing. Good sign for the Bears there with an early hit for Gavin Jessing.
Yeah, I'd like to see Gavin get going early, especially. He struggled scoring in games the last few. I'd really like to see him get in the tempo and the rhythm.
Handoff inside. Johnson kicks it back out to Herdman. Herdman tries the left side, taken away by Bassett. Mans has it now. Right hand dribble to the left elbow. Short off front iron. Herdman picks it up, drops a bounce pass into Mans, then his shot fake is good. Yeah, Gavin Jessing with that early three was good. His 30th three of the year, comes in averaging 11 and 6. And that's big for the Bears if they can get Gavin Jessing going and get him confident offensively. We're going to get a right-hand drive by Will Reitz against Cito. Layup doesn't go, but they're going to call the bump on the floor. That's going to be Cito's first, Bears second.
You alluded to Evergreen's quickness earlier. They do a really nice job of balancing and spreading the floor. Took away the help side there, left Cito in a one-on-one situation, and that's a tough guard for him.
Will Reitz goes to the free throw line, 63% free throw shooter on the year. His first one is good. He's averaging 16 points and 6 boards a game and 2.5 assists. Filling up the stat sheet a little bit and gets a second free throw to go. Evergreen now with a 7-4 lead, 5.5 left in the first quarter on the main stop scoreboard. Don't forget about your main stops all around the area, and Thirsty Thursdays, stop in if you're near a main stop. There's another turnover for the Bears. A little bit sloppy with the ball on the right side. Landon Bassett misses Gavin Jessing. Ball goes out of bounds off of Jessing. Evergreen will have possession.
You mentioned Reitz, Allendorf, and Mans have been their big three. All three can handle it. All three can shoot it. Keep an eye on how well those three play tonight.
Reitz and Allendorf playing a little bit of a two-man game on the right side. Handoffs back and forth to each other this possession. And Reitz is going to force a jumper, can't get it to go. Johnson, nice tip out to, that was Reitz on that side, tipped out to. He's got it in the paint. He finds Herdman. Herdman can't get the layup to go off the glass. Rebound down to Cito. Cito finds Bassett, fakes the three, skip to Dominic, finds Cito in the paint. Nice turnaround jump shot, can't get it to go. Jessing tried to keep it alive, but it's pulled down by Allendorf. And Evergreen looks to go quick. Right side three, no good from Reitz. Great checkouts by the Bears. Nobody went to the ball, scramble for it. And then we're going to get a timeout called by Coach Bostetter from Evergreen. Got to settle the action down. 30-second timeout. Timeouts tonight brought to you by S&S Directional Boring. Don't let old lead water lines or broken sewer laterals give your home an unexpected timeout. Unsure if you have lead water lines, call S&S Directional Boring at 419-630-0726 and we'll inspect it for you. Good pace here early, Coach Meister. Evergreen really wants to run. The Bears aren't opposed to it, but I've been impressed so far by Evergreen offensive pace and then getting back on transition defense. Bears haven't had a lot of openings to find to push the ball.
Yeah, they're really good at making their defense sustain and create pace like that. You had said that before, that how fast they get the ball down the floor, and they're very, very good at what they do.
Troy Mans inbounds in front of the Bryan bench. Ball gets tipped by Jessing, back off of Mans, so they're going to call it out of bounds off of Evergreen. Nice job by Gavin Jessing. Kind of a no man's land to throw the ball in right there for Mans. Cito has it now in the backcourt, working against Troy Mans from Evergreen. Cito's pass a little bit sloppy, tried to lob it into Jessing, just didn't put enough on it. It gets picked off by Mans. He's got it, pushes right corner three by Allendorf is buried. Junior buries the three from the corner, gives Evergreen a 10-4 lead at the halfway mark of the first quarter.
And that's what good teams do. They create turnovers and they take advantage of them and turn them into points on the other end.
Evergreen really forcing the Bears offense out wide. You can see no one inside the three-point line for the Bears. Bassett, left corner three, good answer for the Bears. Senior Landon Bassett comes in averaging 8 a game. Had a huge night last week at Liberty Center in that overtime loss. Big hit for him, 10-7 lead now for Evergreen as Welling takes away the drive from Allendorf. Handoff to Mans, his three is up and it's good. Three-point line hot early for both teams. Mans knocks it down, gives Evergreen the 13-7 lead. Bassett pushes up, finds Cito. He's going to try his turn, leaves it short off iron. Long rebound out to Bassett, to Dominic, drops to Jessing. Jessing with a nice little move to get under the rim to protect himself and finishes. 5 early ones for Gavin Jessing, 4-point lead for Evergreen now with 3 left in the opening quarter.
Coach, I think the more Gavin Jessing touches it in the paint this game, the better off the Bears are going to be.
Boy, looked like Reitz lost the handle of that, still was able to get a layup off. Evergreen kept the ball alive, and that's a little bit of that early for Evergreen. They've been really active on the offensive boards. Got another one there off the miss. Johnson couldn't get the putback to go. The Bears are going to do a little better job on the defensive glass because Evergreen's been pretty active down there. Nice skip and look there. Dominic to Bassett. Can't get that three to fall. Board comes down to Reitz. Gets to Mans. Allendorf now at the top of the key, working against Mason Welling. Hands off to Herdman. Ball down into Johnson, working against Carter Dominic. I think the Evergreen coach has wanted the goaltend there from Cito. That was pretty close to getting it right off of the glass. No Cito now. Left corner three is going to be short. Jessing battles to keep it alive. Tip out to Bassett. An attack. Fouled on the layup attempt. Can't get it to go, but he's going to go to the free throw line. Good activity there by Gavin Jessing. Leads to a good opportunity for Landon Bassett.
I think Coach Boseter is having that conversation right now with Zach Grosjean about the defensive play on the other end of the floor.
Yeah, that one happened pretty quick. It's hard to tell, but it sure looked close from our angle, too. Will Reitz picks up his first foul of the game, and Landon Bassett to the Welling Construction free throw line.
And that's a tough call for officials because the officials in our area, they don't see that play very often.
No, that's not something they're looking at, is to see if somebody's taking it off of the glass on a shot at the rim. They're looking at bodies for contact, looking for screen or for action away from the ball. So you're not trained to look for it. You're probably not. It's not going to be your first glance. Landon Bassett's first free throw was no good. Second one is up and good. Cuts Evergreen's lead to 13-10 with 2 minutes left here in the opening quarter. Got a sub in the game now for Evergreen. Number 11, Quentin Easel is in. He'll get a shot early. Looks to be offensive. Can't get the shot to go over the top of Carter Dominic. Pulled down by Bassett. Gives to Cito. Good seal on the backside. Another sub in there for Evergreen that I missed. Alex Fritsch is in the game. He's going to get called for a hold on Carter Dominic. That was a tough diagonal post entry. They kind of get bailed out by the foul on that. The ball got tipped away. Bears retain possession underneath their basket. Bassett inbounds. Dominic to Cito to Jessing. Around the horn back to Bassett. Bassett defended by Fritsch up top. Fritsch now chases Welling around. Mason Welling trying to direct some traffic, get the Bears into some offense. Gavin Jessing works off a screen, crosses over through traffic, finds Carter Dominic. Dominic with a skip pass to Bassett. He's going to get the ball to the basket. Tries to go up and under. Can't get it to go with the floater. Welling keeps it alive. Got to Cito, and then Cito's going to get called for a travel. A couple of subs come into the game now. Carter Dominic and Mason Welling get a break. And the Tuckers come in. Tucker Watson and Tucker Miller check in for the Bears. Law firm.
The brothers Tucker.
Yeah. Tucker and Tucker.
Good call. I hadn't thought about that. That's still your professionals like you, just easy to work with.
Handoff. Ball goes to Fritsch, right side on the baseline. Tough jumper there. 16, 17-footer doesn't go. Defensive rebound gathered up by Jessing. So the Bears have had their trouble, but 47 seconds left, just down 3. Have a chance here with a good offensive possession to cut this lead a little bit more or tie things up before we get to the end of the quarter. And it looks like that's what the Bears are going to try to do, is maybe hold for a shot. As Cito attacks, gets it poked away from behind. Another turnover from the Bears. Mans gets it left side 3, doesn't go to Allendorf. Allendorf beats Miller to the ball. Then he turns it over inside. Cito picks it up. 20 seconds on the clock. Cito attacks. Tries to runner, flips it up off glass, gets fouled. He's going to go to the free throw line. Good athletic move. Bucket was good. Foul's going to be called on number 12, Alex Fritsch. That's his second already off the bench. He's going to have a seat, and we're going to see John Herdman check back into the game for Coach Bostetter's squad. So 16 seconds left here in the first. Kingston Cito's got a chance to tie things up for the Bears. As Hunter Muehlfeld checks in, gives Landon Bassett a break. Good sub right there. Bassett will get this plus the minute at the quarter, so if they want to get him back in, gets a chance to catch his breath. Free throw's good. Game tied 13 all on the main stop scoreboard. Last 15 seconds of the opening frame. Reitz probes the top, finds Allendorf up high on the volleyball line. Reitz works against Miller. Now we're going to get, I keep screwing up the blonde hair. Reitz got the shot at the end of the quarter right there. Hits the mid-range jumper, gets his 4th point, puts Evergreen up 15-13. So 2-point lead for Evergreen. Heading to the second quarter here on the Golden Bear Sports Network.
At Oberlin-Turnbull Funeral Home and Crematory, we understand that family is at the heart of everything we do.
Being family-owned and family-focused is not just a slogan for us, it's a way of life. We walk alongside you during life's most challenging moments, providing a guiding hand and a shoulder to lean on.
With heartfelt care and attention to detail, we tailor each service to honor the life and the memories of your loved one. We treat you like family because your journey is our journey.
Oberlin-Turnbull Funeral Home and Crematory. Family-owned, family-focused.
Here at the Williams County Veteran Service Office, our mission is plain and simple. We are here to serve our local Williams County veterans and their dependents. We are staffed with trained service officers who have the compassion and understanding to assist their fellow veterans in obtaining all federal and state benefits that they have earned. Additionally, we provide emergency financial assistance and transportation to VA medical centers. So if you're a veteran or a dependent of a veteran, stop in today and see how we can help you at the Williams County Veteran Service Office.
Back at Bryan High School, ready to start second quarter action here. Evergreen with a 2-point lead, and we saw a couple things there at the break. Coach Meister, that kind of explained the story early.
Yeah, Bears have given up 6 offensive rebounds to a much, much smaller Evergreen team, and that's been huge. They've also turned it over 5 times. 3 of those turnovers have led to direct points for Evergreen, so Bears have to clean that up.
Good strong move right there by George Allendorf. Just put his shoulder into the defender, got where he wanted to go, and finished on the baseline. He's got 5 and a 4-point lead for Evergreen here as we start the second quarter. Cito tries a quick pass, a little too tall for Tucker Watson inside. Tucker Watson, Tucker Miller, Hunter Muehlfeld, Kingston Cito, and Gavin Jessing started the quarter. Bassett will come in for Jessing to give him a break. On the floor for Evergreen is, it looks like they're starting 5. Mans, Reitz, Herdman, Allendorf, and Johnson. Hand off to Reitz. Reitz works against Cito. Hand off to Herdman. Back to Reitz. Reitz's 3 is short. A good job of checking out there by Tucker Miller. Junior High League Wrestling is tomorrow. If Allendorf enters, I think he's got at least a 2-point takedown right there on that play. Good technique by him, but the official saw it.
just in time where he would have gotten back points too. So good job by Zach Grosjean there breaking that up and not letting the back points happen.
Good check out. Kind of frustrated. Tucker Miller frustrated him there. Got thrown down by Allendorf. So his first of the quarter, reset at the quarter like the new rule states. Bears now in the half court. And the Bears have got to find a way to take advantage of that high back line of the Evergreen zone. Bassett attacks middle to Muhlfeld, back to Tucker Miller. Baseline jumper, no good off front iron. Board by Herdman. Gets it up to Allendorf. Allendorf's drive's taken away. He finds Reitz, top of the key three, no good off iron. Chased down by Miller. Finds Watson, Bassett, and the Bears have possession. Will work it up. 4-point lead for Evergreen, 17-13 main stop scoreboard, about a minute and a half into the second quarter. Landon Bassett, good decision, good strong drive, good finish there by the senior. That back line is so high, you've got to take advantage of penetration.
You do. And Landon got that read and made a nice drive to the basket.
Allendorf's shot is no good. Rebound to Johnson. Tucker Watson either got a piece or at least affected the shot, and then Reitz picks Cito's pocket at half court. He'll get it to the basket, lay it in. Turnover from the Bears, bucket for Evergreen, back to a 4-point lead for the Vikes. Cito sees a lot of open floor attacks, can't get it to go. Board ripped down by Will Reitz. And Evergreen's running again. Reitz, man's layup is good. Good transition right there, and we're going to get a timeout by Coach Jacob Parker and the Bears. 30-second timeout. We'll take a quick one here with them on the Golden Bear Sports Network. Be back after this.
The Bryan Athletic Boosters would like to wish all the student athletes the best of luck in all their sports this year. The Boosters are proud of your commitment to becoming Bryan built. It takes a lot of time and dedication to play sports and be the best student you can be at the same time. Good luck this year. The Bryan Athletic Boosters would also like to thank all of their corporate and individual patron supporters this year as well. It takes everyone to make a community and to become Bryan built.
Coming out of an S&S directional boring timeout here. 30-second timeout for Coach Parker as Evergreen stretches it out to 6.
Yeah, 3 big things right now. Bears are giving up offensive rebounds again in the second quarter, and then they just simply can't do that. They're turning it over. They're leaving it to too many transition baskets. And offensively, we're taking shots off of one pass. We're taking shots 1-on-4. That ball has to get inside. We have to get post touches. Not necessarily score, but get it to force that defense. We can get our open threes if we can just get touches like that right there.
Evergreen extended out there and went with more of a 3/4 court trap. Bears, good job attacking. A little bit slow getting across, but a nice job attacking. Like you said, we're bigger on the back line. We've got to find some touches in the post.
We get a moment. I can expand a little bit on the importance of getting the ball in the post, but we have to do it.
Quentin Easel picks up his second of the quarter for Evergreen. Landon Bassett can't find anybody to get the ball inbounded to, and the Bears have to take another timeout. Coach Parker, I think, is going to make that a 30-second timeout, so we'll stay here. So go ahead, Coach Meister, a little bit about what you're talking about.
Yeah, so first of all, we have the side advantage inside. No matter the lineup we have on the floor, we're always going to have 2 kids on the floor bigger than Evergreen. They're playing that zone, as you said, they're playing it so high, they're forcing our offense out. But that gives one of our post guys a chance to get it on the block. When you enter the ball into the post area inside, those guys don't have to necessarily score, but when they get a touch, all 5 defenders turn and they look where that ball is at. They see it's inside. Now that allows your shooters to relocate, to back cut, to find those open areas. But if we're just passing around the perimeter or we're taking quick shots, we're playing right into what Evergreen wants us to do. And so we really have to focus on getting the inside guys touches. They don't have to score, but they have to touch it.
Bears get the ball inbounded to Jessing, out to Mason Welling up top. They'll get the offense set. And, if you're watching the stream, you can see how high that defense is. The top of it comes out as Carter Dominic gets an 8-foot look. Got it blocked partially. Couldn't get it to go. Evergreen's push a little too tall for Troy Mans out front. Looking to run. Every time they get the opportunity, they're looking to run to get out and push tempo. Just a little too strong with the pass there. Bears dodged a bullet from a layup. 21-15, Evergreen leads. About 5:10 left here in the half. And you see they've extended now 2-2-1. Jessing finds Miller. Miller up top to Bassett. Good ball movement for the Bears. Somebody's got to look to take the shot when they find it. Skip pass to Jessing. Bassett inside. Good strong move from Landon Bassett. Shot through some contact, didn't get the whistle, came off the front of the rim. Evergreen rebounded, but that's a good touch, good look. As Reitz gets a look from the top of the key, and he doesn't miss. Will Reitz buries the three, top of the key. 9-point lead, biggest lead now of the night for Evergreen. Bears get it up, Bassett out to Welling, back to Bassett. Tries to swing it over to Jessing, ball got deflected, chased down by Gavin Jessing, and the Bears will set their offense. Evergreen's extending all the way up to the 10-foot line on the volleyball court. They're not toes on the three-point line waiting around. Mason Welling will take a shot fake, leaves his jumper a little bit short, pulled down by Reitz. Mans gets it, pushes ahead to Fritz. Fritz finished, nice little one-handed finish there in the lane. I'm sorry, that was Quentin Easel with the finish. Tucker's pass is picked off in the middle of the floor. Mans is going to push ahead, bounce pass to Allendorf. He gets bumped on the floor by Mason Welling before the shot. Welling's going to pick up his first. And right now, that active defense for Evergreen just causing a lot of fits for the Bears.
Yeah, you know, those prior three Bears did what we talked about. They got the ball in the paint. The last part of that equation is make the basket.
Got to make some shots.
Got to make some shots.
Absolutely. Evergreen inbounds underneath their basket. Tough pass to handle there. Easel came free to the left side block, but they fired it off of his shoelaces. Goes out of bounds. Bears dodged one there. 3:53 left. Bears need to find some offense here, get in a little bit of a roll before we get to half. 15 points is not going to get the job done. You have a lot of credit to the Evergreen zone defense right now, causing trouble. And there is taking advantage of that high back line of the defense. Good ball movement from Jessing to Cito. He attacks on the baseline, flushes it two hands as that Evergreen defense was extended high enough nobody could rotate back to contest.
Nice job by the Bears of using the skip pass to get it to Cito.
And as Mans misses everything on the three, Cito kind of surprised on the backside, loses the handle out of bounds. Evergreen will keep it. 26-17, Evergreen with the lead. And the ball underneath their own basket. Mans is going to trigger it into Reitz. Reitz hands off to Allendorf. Allendorf back to Reitz. He's going to attack with the left hand, gets it to the basket, finishes over Carter Dominic. Gets it back to an 11-point lead for the Vikings. Good hustle defense there by the Vikings. What a play by George Allendorf. Picks Cito's pocket, dives, picks up the ball, throws it as he's falling down. Now a scramble. Loose ball is going to come down to the Bears and Kingston Cito. Allendorf tries to pick the pocket again. This time he's going to get whistled for the reach-in. A really impressive play there by George Allendorf at half court. Just the awareness, dive on it, roll on his back, and throw it as he's moving before a travel call can be made. And he found a teammate. Yeah. Really impressed by that effort and awareness.
Not only is he quick, does he have quick hands? Wow.
Easel and Allendorf get a break. Johnson's back in, and Fritz is back in. As Gavin Jessing buries another three from the right side. Gavin Jessing's got 8 here early, and we may need to find a way to get him more involved.
I was just going to say, boy, I think about running a lot of different sets to get him a lot of different looks because right now they can't guard him.
Screen and roll action for Evergreen. Johnson gets a good look on the right side. Ball bounced around the rim, popped out, and then goes out of bounds off of him.
And right now, this is finding your hot shooter. So you know Jessing right now has got it going. If this isn't necessarily a coaching thing, but if you're the other 4 players on the floor, find a way to get that guy the pumpkin and let him go to work.
Yep, set him some screens, find a way to get him some open looks, and then he's got to be aggressive with it. Pass it to Cito. Cito working up top, finding a lot of company. He gets to the free throw line, 15-foot jumper, no good off back iron. Pulled down by Jessing, steps through, trying to draw some contact, no call. Johnson pulls the rebound down. Reitz with the skip to the far side to Mans. Hands off to Herdman, top of the key three, no good. Back iron, pulled down by Cito. Bears trying to get a little bit of transition going as Welling gets it poked away from behind. Bassett attacks, hands off to Dominic. His mid-range jumper won't go. Johnson pulls down another rebound, and Evergreen looks to run again as Reitz attacks against Jessing. Hands off to Herdman. Herdman gets by Bassett, easy finish at the basket. Back to a 10-point lead now for the Vikings and 7 points for Herdman, the senior. Bassett's going to work right side. He's up top against Fritz. Loses handle of the ball. It went across half court, had to step up and save it. And Jessing scrambled, found it's just got to throw it out of bounds off of one of the Evergreen players so the Bears can save a possession.
Bears had a tough time recognizing Evergreen's run and jump there. They're simply just trapping the first pass or doubling the ball handler at half court, but the Bears got to recognize that early.
Gavin Jessing, third three from the same spot. Can't get this one to go. Evergreen pulls down the rebound. Herdman's got it. Hands off to Mans, and Evergreen will set up their half-court offense. Mans to Fritz. Right corner for Troy Mans. Finds Johnson at the elbow. Back to Mans. Mans to Herdman. Long three, no good. Kingston Cito with a good job fighting for that, and then we're going to get a foul called on Evergreen. They're going to call that on Fritz. And that'll be, I'm sorry, that's Easel, and that's going to be his second. I thought I saw a 12, but they flash 11 on the scoreboard, so 2 on Easel as Fritz will get a seat here.
Kind of a pretty important last 45-second stretch here. I'd like to see the Bears get it under 10 going into half, if not more.
Score, stop, and score would be a perfect recipe here at the end of the half for the Bears with 40 seconds left. Cito's pass gets poked away in the paint, another turnover for the Bears, and here comes the Vikings. Mans out quickly, working against Jessing, finds Reach right side, gets around Welling, gets all the way to the basket. Boy, he hung in the air. Just an extra click as the Bear defender went by, finished at the hoop, and gets the lead to 12 now for Evergreen. Cito finds an open Bassett for three. Bassett can't get it to go. Jessing with the battle to Cito. His three, pure and true. Cito with a big three right there. 9-point lead, 5 seconds left. Mans, Cito took a shot, couldn't get it to go. And a great contest by Gavin Jessing. Hang time again there. It looked like that was Reitz on the left side, and he double clutches one off glass to give a three to Evergreen there to end the half and give Evergreen a 35-23 lead. That gives him 16 in the first half of tonight's ball game. So just about everything's going right for Evergreen, including a little bit of a blind squirrel double pump off glass for three from 5 feet behind the line. Got to be pretty happy for your Coach Bostetter right now.
Heck of a play if you're Evergreen, a heck of a play by Reitz, but I think he could make that move 100 times. That's the one time out of 100 he makes it.
Absolutely.
I mean, it was tremendous, a tremendous athletic move, but like you said, that's just an acorn a blind squirrel finds every once in a while.
You know, and you talk to your team at end of half, end of quarter, end of clock situation. Don't foul. You know, you're usually as a coach, you're yelling about any kind of contest of a shot. Don't get a silly whistle. And Gavin Jessing did it about as right as you could do it right there. Ran by, got the shooter in the air, double clutch and throws a line drive off. You know, that's clean living, I guess. Maybe a little extra in the collection plate, but big shot by Will Retz and a 12-point lead now for Evergreen going into the half. So we are at Bryan High School as our little cheerleaders come out on the floor. We're going to take a break, scramble, try to put some stats together for you, talk a little bit about the first half when we come back after this at Bryan High School.
Discover affordable transfer opportunities at Northwest State.
Start here and save thousands on tuition.
Our advising team will help you get your credits transferred.
So don't wait another minute. Get started today.
One in 10 kids vape. Each vape pod can contain the same amount of nicotine as a pack of cigarettes.
The health class film guy isn't the best person to talk to your kid about vaping.
Got a few minutes?
You are. Talk to your child about vaping today.
The Bryan Parks and Recreation Department would like to wish the Bryan Golden Bears good luck in tonight's game. The Bryan Parks and Rec offers a wide variety of classes for you during the entire year and an array of sporting events all year long. Check out what the Bryan Parks and Recreations Department has going on at bryanparksandrec.com or like them on Facebook. The Bryan Parks and Rec hopes to see you in one of the many parks that Bryan has to offer and enjoy the facilities. Questions about the classes or rental of one of their facilities, call 633-6030.
All right, back at Bryan High School here as the mini cheerleaders clinic is on the floor. Helped to pack the house over there on the home side tonight. Coach Meister and I have both been athletic directors here at Bryan High School, and we know what mini cheer means. Mini cheer means a lot of bodies in the gym one night every winter.
a lot of bodies and a lot of excited young ladies.
Absolutely. They're getting their chance. You see a lot of cameras there over on the far side. So let's talk a little bit about our ball game. Bears struggled in the first half against the Evergreen defense. Evergreen, not perfect offensively, better than the Bears, led by Will Reitz. So what do the stats show you, Coach Meister?
Let's start with the Bryan Golden Bears. They shot 4 for 14 from 2-point field goals, so their shooting struggles continue. They were 4 for 10 from the 3. 5 offensive rebounds, 5 defensive rebounds, but had 11 turnovers, went 3 for 5 from the line. For the Evergreen Vikings, 9 for 22 from the 2, 5 for 14 from the 3, 8 offensive rebounds, 9 defensive rebounds. Evergreen did turn it over 7 times, which is a little bit uncharacteristic for them, and they were 2 for 2 from the free throw line. As far as individual scoring goes, for Evergreen, as you said, Will Reitz led them with 16, followed by John Herdeman with 7. George Allendorf and Troy Mans kicked in with 5, and Quentin Easel with 2. For the Bryan Golden Bears, they put 4 in the scoring column, led by Gavin Jessing and Kingston Cito, both with 8. Landon Bassett with 6, and Carter Dominic kicked in with 1.
I think those stats are pretty telling, especially when you look at, I think right now the things that are standing out to me the most are the turnovers and the rebounding. You know, you want to see the Bears take better care of the basketball. We've got seniors, we've got kids that play a lot of basketball on the floor. I'd like to see us take a little better care of the basketball, be able to end possessions with a shot, and the rebounding's been a little surprising. I've been really impressed by a smaller Evergreen team be really aggressive on the boards and get after about every rebound they can.
They've just been a little bit quicker to those long rebounds or those loose ball rebounds, and that's been a big difference. As a coach, I always looked at the differential between 2 things. They have 4 less turnovers than we do, so that's a +4. Offensive rebounds, they have 3 more, so that's a +3. So that's 7 possessions extra that they had that we didn't. That's 21 possible points they had an opportunity to score that we did not. And you look at the difference, it's a 12-point game, and quite honestly, you had mentioned it earlier, this could be worse because everything went about right for Evergreen, and things that Bryan didn't want to do, they've done, but this is still a ball game.
Yeah, the Bears are still in it. They're within reach. It'll be really important as you come out of the half here to have a good run and get after Evergreen a little bit here to start. Make sure we get better on the boards. You know, again, impressed with Will Reitz, the junior for Evergreen, one of their guards. 16 points, comes in averaging 16. He's had a huge first half. But you got to like the Bears side if you look at it, too. Some good balance. They got 8 points for Cito, 8 points for Jessing, 6 points for Bassett. I think those guys have been good offensively and can be better. Maybe those post touches will help out with that a little bit. So it's Bryan Arnold, Tim Meister here at Bryan High School for you. We're going to come back. We're going to talk some halftime adjustments for both sides and get ourselves ready for some second half action as we enjoy the mini cheerleaders and their routine here at halftime between Evergreen and Bryan.
The Bryan Athletic Boosters would like to wish all the student athletes the best of luck in all their sports this year. The Boosters are proud of your commitment to becoming Bryan built. It takes a lot of time and dedication to play sports and be the best student you can be at the same time. Good luck this year. The Bryan Athletic Boosters would also like to thank all of their corporate and individual patron supporters this year as well. It takes everyone to make a community and to become Bryan built.
Discover top-quality healthcare education at Northwest State. Our instructors have real-world experience, so they know how to prepare you for great career opportunities. Northwest State, where you'll get the top-quality healthcare education you need to succeed.
Back at Bryan High School. So let's talk a little bit of adjustments here at halftime, Coach Meister. Let's talk with Bears first. Coach Parker, they got a little bit of work to do in that Bryan locker room. So what are some things they're talking about?
I think against that matchup zone of Evergreen, they can't go 5 guys on the perimeter. I mean, they have to at least go 4 around 1 with someone in the post. They have to go 3-2 with a high-low look. It's the one thing Evergreen simply can't guard is they can't keep us from getting the ball inside. So anytime we put 5 on the outside and we start chucking threes, that just plays right into their hands. So I do believe that's got to be an adjustment. And the second thing is just taking care of the basketball. We talked about how Evergreen feasts off of turnovers. They turn those into very easy transition baskets, or they turn them into wide open jumpers. We saw that time and time again in the first half. They were able to create turnovers, take those turnovers, get in transition, and then get themselves easy baskets, which led to points. So the Bears, again, can control those turnovers, control the offensive rebounds, and get post touches. I really do think they can make a run.
All right, well, tonight's game is brought to you by our sponsors, the Bryan Athletic Boosters, Bryan Parks and Rec, Northwest State Community College, Oberlin-Turnbull Funeral Home and Crematory, Veteran Services of Williams County, Andrews O'Neill and Lowe, Daniel Van Atta Agency, Krill Funeral Home, Starks Plumbing and Heating, and Thiel Supply Center. If you are the Evergreen Vikings and Kyle Bostead are coming out of the locker room, yeah, I got to imagine you just want to keep doing what you've been doing.
I don't think I changed a thing, right? Dance with the lady who took you to the dance. And right now, it's that pressure defense, creating turnovers, and getting out in transition. And I think he has to harp on them about continuing going the offensive board. You said it the best. It surprised you. It certainly surprises me. But whatever they're doing, continue that effort to give themselves some second chance opportunities.
All right, well, both teams are back on the floor. We got about a minute left here. If we get a chance to, we're going to look at some out-of-town scores tonight. In the league right now, another league score that we have at the half. Wauseon leads Delta 30-25. I don't see any score yet on Archibald Swanton or on Patrick Henry and Liberty Center. And we also have at the half, Elida is leading Defiance 31-23. Sonora is up on Ayersville 22-6. And the half, Eden is leading North Central 29-25. So we'll see if we can find those other NWOAL scores. A couple of big ones there tonight in the league as far as chasing at the top with Patrick Henry. Wauseon with a 5-point lead over Delta. A lot of things that can make a difference in how the league is going to shake out.
Our neighbor there in Defiance County, I'm a little surprised at that Elida Defiance score, quite honestly. The Defiance has had a terrific year. Elida's been okay, not great, but that's when I thought Defiance would probably go in and handle business, and Elida up on them early.
Yeah, I think I'm going to get a chance to see Defiance again tomorrow night down at Liberty Benton. Kind of looking forward to watching that game there. Good non-league, non-conference game there. So be interested to see. But like you said, a little bit surprising too because Defiance has been so good. So we're going to start the half here. Bears are going to have the ball to start things here in the third quarter. Evergreen with a 12-point lead, and I'd say, you always hear people talk about the last few minutes of a half and then into the first few minutes of a half. This is big right here. The Bears have got to have a great start to the third quarter if they're going to have a chance to get a W here tonight in this league game.
Yeah, if you're Bryan, you want to establish yourself right now. You want to send the message, here's what we're going to do, here's how we're going to attack you, we're going to get a basket, and just start that momentum to shift.
All right, well, the Bears have the ball. Bassett gets trapped up top, finds Dominic. Dominic to Jessing. Right side three, other side of the floor. Gavin Jessing knocks down his third three of the night. He's got to 11 and gets it to a 9-point lead now for Evergreen. Good rotation in there by the defense. Herdman had it taken away by Jessing. Gets it to Bassett, up to Cito. Back to Bassett on the right block. He draws three defenders. Jessing to Cito. Cito's top of the key three. No good off back iron. And again, Evergreen, great job hustling there for the rebound. Herdman jumps up, gets it, throws it off Mason Welling, and Evergreen will take possession of the basketball. Good hustle there by the Vikings. George Allendorf will bring it up the floor. Got 5 points of the ball game tonight. Averages 16 for Coach Bostead's squad, so a little slower night for him offensively. As Johnson finds Herdman, he can't get the open three to go. Cito pulls down the rebound. Bears look to run a little bit. Cito pushes, gets it to the elbow. Welling kicks to Jessing. Jessing's three doesn't go. Bassett is going to get called for a push. Will Reeds had better possession. Landon Bassett just trying to get the ball out of his hands. Going to get called on his arm there. First foul for the Bears. Landon's first foul also.
And I don't want to harp on the same point, so I'll leave it after I say this. Our first three possessions were all three-point shots.
Yes, nothing inside. Reeds works off of a screen. Gets a long two, toes on the line, but a nice jump shot. Smooth coming off of that screen. Will Reeds has 18 now. Gets the lead back to 11 for Evergreen. Jessing gets it into Dominic. Spin move in the paint. Turnaround jumper doesn't go. Johnson, rebound. Hands to Herdman. To Allendorf. Allendorf out to Reitz. Reitz to Mans. Open three, left side. No good. Off back iron. Pulled down by Bassett. and he's got to Cito. Cito looks to run, pushes into the paint. Corner to Welling, Welling to Dominic. Good extra passes by the Bears. Finds Gavin Jessing left side. Three doesn't go again. Ball gets poked away. Landon Bassett, right place, right time. Thought he got fouled by Johnson. Probably had a pretty good argument for it, but can't get it to go, and Evergreen's on the run. Allendorf now in front of his own bench. Nice quick entry pass there from Herdman to Johnson. Johnson misses the scoop shot inside. Cito has it picked again from him at the free throw line by Allendorf, who goes the length of the court right by Carter Dominic, finishes off glass, and it's a 13-point lead for Evergreen.
We've seen a lot of games, and I'm not sure Evergreen's guards don't have the quickest, best hands we've seen, and they're terrific.
They have been all over the place. It's just giant pass as far as Bryan's concerned. As got another look there. Reed's about picked off that long skip. Cito is able to gather the ball, gets to the top of the key, attacks all the way to the rim, and finishes off glass to get himself into double digits at 10 points. 11-point lead now for Evergreen. And we're going to get a foul called on Landon Bassett. A little too handsy there on the left wing against the Evergreen ball handler. He's got his second foul. Evergreen sub checks in. Quentin Easel will come in as Will Johnson gets a break. Johnson hasn't done much offensively as far as points, but super active on the boards tonight. Reitz again. Beautiful little floater. Nice shot fake. Got the defender off balance. Attack down the lane. Finished with the runner. Gets himself to 20 on the evening. Carter Dominic to Jessing. Jessing at the elbow. Cito had it up top. Attacks the left elbow. Leaves that jumper short. Pulled down again by Evergreen. There comes Reitz again at the basket. Scoop shot. I don't know if a scoop shot can be a heat check, but I think that one might have been a heat check. Couldn't get to go, but he chased down his own miss. Herdman, nice lead for Easel. Easel finishes off glass. 15-point lead now for Evergreen. 43-28 on the main stop scoreboard. 4.5 left here in the third. Mason Welling's pass gets tipped away. Another turnover for the Bears. Allendorf with a really pretty reverse layup, and we're going to get a timeout to Coach Parker. Full timeout on the floor. 17-point lead now for Evergreen. We're going to take a break with them here on the Golden Bear Sports Network.
The Bryan Parks and Recreation Department would like to wish the Bryan Golden Bears good luck in tonight's game. The Bryan Parks and Rec offers a wide variety of classes for you during the entire year and an array of sporting events all year long. Check out what the Bryan Parks and Recreations Department has going on at bryanparksandrec.com or like them on Facebook. The Bryan Parks and Rec hopes to see you in one of the many parks that Bryan has to offer and enjoy the facilities. Questions about the classes or rental of one of their facilities, call 633-6030.
At Oberlin-Turnbull Funeral Home and Crematory, we understand that family is at the heart of everything we do.
Being family-owned and family-focused is not just a slogan for us, it's a way of life. We walk alongside you during life's most challenging moments, providing a guiding hand and a shoulder to lean on.
With heartfelt care and attention to detail, we tailor each service to honor the life and the memories of your loved one. We treat you like family because your journey is our journey.
Oberlin-Turnbull Funeral Home and Crematory. Family-owned, family-focused.
Just checking scores. Alighting out with a 14-point lead on Defiance in the third quarter. And forgot to mention earlier, all of our out-of-town scores brought to you by WBNO, WQCT. No one covers Williams County sports like 100.9 B-Rock. Follow the Bryan Golden Bears all season long on Q96.5 or on air and online at WBNO, WQCT.com. Bears get down the floor. Hunter Muhlfeld and Tucker Miller have checked in. Dominic's elbow jumper won't go. Cito's tip won't go. Pulled down by Mans. And Mans will get it across half court. Finds Reitz, right side three, and he stays hot. 23 for the junior. Big night tonight for Will Reitz. He's been good everywhere. Inside, outside, doing a little bit defensively. Cito finds Miller. He'll get it to the elbow. Jumper was definitely altered. Mans wasn't sure he fouled him, but the referee disagrees, and Tucker Miller's going to go to the free throw line for the first free throws of the half for the Bears.
I know you've talked about Will Reitz a lot tonight, but if you're a young kid or you're a parent, you're watching this game, you're watching Will Reitz, have your kids watching, because here's what he does. When he catches it, he doesn't dribble right away. He catches and squares up.
And then the second thing he does is he does so much with ball fakes and shot fakes before he even dribbles. He gets that defender to move multiple times. It just creates so many opportunities for him.
He's really put the defense in conflict tonight for the Bears. Just his jab steps, his shot fakes, and just that quick first step. Tucker Miller goes 2 for 2 from the Welling Construction free throw line. 18-point lead now for Evergreen, 48-30. 3.5 left here in the third. Cito on Reeds up top. He swings it over to Mans. Mans working against Jessing, who might have got away with a little bit of a walk. Nice bounce pass there. Number 23, Sean Rafferty's checked in the first time, and he finds Quentin Easel for the layup. He gets a lead out to 20 now for the Vikings. Jessing gets it down low to Cito. Cito working against 2 defenders, finds Muehlfeld on the backside. Nice assist to Hunter Muehlfeld, who's checked in. He gets his first 2 points off glass tonight. Mans left baseline, taken away, kicks out to Rafferty. Rafferty no good, but Easel all alone on the backside for the putback off the offensive rebound, and Evergreen continues to dominate the glass. Good look there from Cito, finds Muehlfeld, kicks out to Miller, left corner 3 won't go. Rebound to Jessing, he attacks. We're going to get a jump ball call. It looked like he knocked the ball loose and Jessing just regathered. But we're going to get a jump ball call there, and the ball's going to go to Evergreen. So another good defensive play there. Jessing going against some smaller players, but those athletic Evergreen defenders go up, able to cause a jump ball, take possession away. Evergreen with the ball, 2:22 left, 20-point lead. The Bears continue to play man-to-man, and Reitz was getting to the hoop there, and I don't think he was real concerned about what he had to get through. It looked like he was going to go through a couple of Bears. Foul gets called on number 10, Tucker Miller, his first. Bears third of the quarter here with 2:17 left. Got a whistle off of the inbounds pass.
It's going to be a warning for a breaking the plane of the baseline.
Haven't seen that call in quite a while.
No, I know. I believe it used to be back in the old days. The second one would result in a technical. The first one is just a warning to the scores table that they're going to warn one team of that.
Devin Jessing does it again according to the official, and there's your T. Now you know the second one is still a technical foul. You got to believe that if I just got called for that once, I would assume the official's watching me pretty tight the second time. I think instead of toes on the line, I might have given it about 6 inches or so, but first free throw by
you can't.
It's not Will Reed. Sorry, blonde hair is throwing me off. George Allendorf at the line, 67% free throw shooter. He misses the first. The officials are discussing the call a little bit.
Yeah, I think they're going to try to figure out who gets possession, but the possession never changed, so it should be after the technical foul. Evergreen should maintain the ball.
Still be theirs, yeah.
And it should be underneath out of bounds because that's where the infraction happened, but they're going to put it on the side. That may have been a rule change too.
That may have been the question of where the ball was going to be inbounded from. So 1 of 2 free throws for George Allendorf gets him to double digits. So Reitz with 23, Allendorf with 10. Easel off the bench has got 8 for the Vikings. And they've got a 21-point lead with 2:17 left here in the third quarter. Miller, Bassett, Muehlfeld, Watson, and Cito on the floor for the Bears as they stay in their man-to-man defense. Tucker Miller on George Allendorf. Allendorf hands off to Mans. Mans will hand off to Reitz. He attacks into the paint, spin dribble, hand off to Easel. Easel finds Reitz backside, shot fake. Gets the elbow, can't get it to go. Long rebound chased down by Rafferty. He's been pretty active since coming in here, just playing some time in the third quarter. And we're going to get an over and back call on Evergreen. That pass got away from the Vikes. Sean Rafferty, another senior, one of those 6 seniors on the Vikings roster, getting a chance to play here a little bit in the third quarter. Bears will take it out of bounds underneath. Bassett to Watson to Cito. Cito working against Allendorf again. Step back, jump shot, no good. Rafferty quickly with a rebound. Up ahead to Allendorf, and there goes Evergreen. Transition, Reitz to Allendorf. I think from the time that defensive rebound was taken to the time it went through the net was about 2.5 seconds there. Really impressive with that push. Cito attacks to the paint. He gets it to fall. 21-point lead, 55-34 now for Evergreen. Easel gets the free throw line jumper, no good. Back iron, board down to Tucker Watson. Easel tries to poke that away from behind, and he's going to get whistled for his third.
Evergreen, great job tonight of getting out in transition. You cannot take a break at any point against these guys. Made basket, missed basket, defensive rebound. Once that rebound is secure, those other 4 guys sprint the floor, and they sprint to the right spots. So it's not like a bunch of bumblebees. I mean, when they run their transition, that floor is balanced, it is spread. That's tough on a defense.
Yeah, you can tell that's a pretty well-coached part of their game, is getting out and everybody find a spot in the lane. As Tucker Miller loses possession off his foot, picked up by the Vikings. Rafferty to Herdman. Herdman finishes off of glass. Lead extended now to 23. Herdman with 9. Bears push. Bassett's pass is picked off by Reitz. Reitz is going to get it all the way. Tries the dunk and can't get it to go. Probably a little late in the game for your legs to be fresh enough for that, but that might be the only thing that's gone wrong for Reitz all night as he gets a little jump stop fadeaway. Nice offensive move to make up for the missed dunk for the young man. Got himself to 25. Third quarter coming to a close. 30 seconds left here. Welling finds Watson. Baby hook with the right hand, leaves it short. He's able to poke it, keep it alive. Landon Bassett with a spin move and may have got one extra spin in there without the dribble. He travels to get the turnover. Evergreen will bring it down the floor with 19.4 left and a 25-point lead.
Thought for a second Landon was going to get away with that move. But
I think he did too.
Unfortunately, he's not at the Palace in Detroit. He's at the Golden Bear Gymnasium in Bryan, and so they're going to call that third step.
And the shocking thing is if they were counting steps over there, it was Zach Grosjean that got him for that. I wasn't sure he could count past 2, so that was a tough break for Landon.
I'm really proud of Zach. He's overcome some parenting issues, become a fine young man and an excellent official.
He has. It's a tough background to recover from.
Yeah, we should all be proud of him. I'll make sure I talk to him after the game tonight and tell him everyone up here is really proud. And I so hope that his dad, Coach Grosjean, somewhere down the line tonight, turns this replay on and listens to this. We're going to tell him one
if he
to
does,
do it.
at least we know they'll have to turn it up loud. Tucker Miller with a long 3 that doesn't go at the end of the quarter, so that third quarter is going to end with a 25-point lead for Evergreen. They had the run that we were looking for the Bears to have coming out of the half. Looked really good again offensively. 59-34, Vikes by 25. We'll be back after this.
The Bryan Parks and Recreation Department would like to wish the Bryan Golden Bears good luck in tonight's game. The Bryan Parks and Rec offers a wide variety of classes for you during the entire year and an array of sporting events all year long. Check out what the Bryan Parks and Recreations Department has going on at bryanparksandrec.com or like them on Facebook. The Bryan Parks and Rec hopes to see you in one of the many parks that Bryan has to offer and enjoy the facilities. Questions about the classes or rental of one of their facilities, call 633-6030.
The Bryan Athletic Boosters would like to wish all the student athletes the best of luck in all their sports this year. The Boosters are proud of your commitment to becoming Bryan built. It takes a lot of time and dedication to play sports and be the best student you can be at the same time. Good luck this year. The Bryan Athletic Boosters would also like to thank all of their corporate and individual patron supporters this year as well. It takes everyone to make a community and to become Bryan built.
Back at Bryan High School, fourth quarter action underway here. Bears get the opening possession. Bryan, Arnold, and Tim Meister with you from Bryan High School. It's been all Evergreen tonight through 3 quarters. 25-point lead for the Vikes. They pull down the defensive rebound. Will Reitz attacks. Can't get it to go. Kept alive underneath by Herdman. Can't get that to go. Bears got it. Gavin Jessing looks to attack. Drops back for Carter Dominic. Finds Mason Welling. His 3 is short. Good hustle by Welling to keep it alive. Landon Bassett tries to throw it off the Evergreen player. That backfires. And Allendorf's layup is rejected out of bounds by Kingston Cito. Good defensive play there by the junior Golden Bear. Evergreen's inbounds comes in to Allendorf, working against Welling. He's going to take the long 3 and knock it down. George Allendorf, like I said, came in. Him and Reitz averaged 16 tonight. That gets Allendorf to 15, so about to his average. Reitz sitting on 25 right now. Bassett's trapped up top, gets it to Cito. Left side to Welling. Welling looked like he had a lane to the basket, kicks it back out to Cito. Cito to the middle, great handoff to Gavin Jessen. Good offensive move, attack, and handoff there by Kingston Cito.
Really nice move by Kingston. Drew the defense, figured out that Jessing's man stepped off and gave him a nice little drop down pass for an easy basket.
Welling, Jessing, Dominic, Bassett, and Cito on the floor for the Bears starters. Like starters for Evergreen also here at the start of the fourth, as Herdman's shot is short. Mans, Reitz, Herdman, Johnson, and Allendorf on the floor for the Vikes. Bassett pushes, kicks to Jessing, back to Cito. Cito's going to attack, draws a lot of company. Over to Bassett, left side three is good. Landon Bassett gets his second three of the night, gets to 9 points for the senior. Huge night last week on Friday night at Liberty Center High School in that overtime loss. Shot is short from Evergreen. Cito tried to tip it out for the long rebound. Went off Dominic's face to Evergreen. And another rebound ends up in the hands of Troy Mans for Evergreen. He finishes off glass. He's got 7 and a 25-point lead again for the Vikings. Welling to Cito. Cito with the 12-footer. Back iron and in. Friendly roll on the home rim there for Kingston Cito. 14 now. Lob by Evergreen. Mans tries the lob to Johnson, just a little too tall. Landon Bassett back to the spin move, and we're going to get a foul called on that shot. Foul called on John Herdman. It'll be his second of the night. Gets Landon Bassett to the Welling Construction free throw line. Welling Construction, third generation, family owned, general contractor for quality custom homes, renovation projects, and commercial work. Contact us at 419-636-3712. First free throw is good. 64-42, Evergreen on the main stop scoreboard. Don't forget about Thirsty Thursdays every Thursday at your local main stop. Second free throw is good. Bassett gets to double digits. 3 Bears in double digits. Jessing, Bassett, and Cito. Not a lot of help from anywhere else on the scoreboard, unfortunately, for the Bears tonight. And a huge night from Evergreen's Will Reitz. Johnson inside. That one, I think we're going to get the goaltend call. That's the one Coach Bostetter wanted earlier. He's going to get that. 1 out of 2 ain't bad, I guess, Coach Bostetter. So you got that one. And Johnson gets his first 2 points of the night. Cito attacks, gets into the paint. Nice up and under move. Rattles around the rim and falls. Kingston Cito now with 16. Lead at 21 for the Vikes. Reitz has got it, works left side of the lane, gets Dominic in the air, then buries the 8-footer. 27 now for the junior. And I'm really impressed with his offensive game right now, Coach Meister. All the things he can do, like what you were talking about. Dominic's pass is picked off by Troy Mans. Mans fakes the pass, finishes off the glass. Mans down at 9, and Evergreen are about to have 4 guys in double digits if Mans can get another hoop.
They have continually trapped Bryan in the middle of the floor at half court, and the Bears have just not adjusted to that this whole game. And it's probably easier said than done because Reitz and Allendorf, like I said, very quick hands. That's caused Bryan trouble from quarter 1 to now.
Coach Bostetter brings in 3 subs. Looks like Johnson, Herdman, and Allendorf are done for the night as Rafferty, Fritz, and Easel are back in. There's another 3-point shot by Landon Bassett. I think 3 on the night now for this senior. Came in tonight, he had made 23, so he's up to 23 on the season. Reitz again, right side, baseline, finishes a glass. 29 for the junior, 72-48. Evergreen on the main stop scoreboard as Jessing attacks, wraps his pass to Dominic, out to Welling. No good off glass. Rebound contested on the backside. It's going to get called out of bounds off of Evergreen. Bears will have the ball. .347 left here in the fourth quarter. Evergreen with the big lead. Inbound from Bassett to Welling. 3-point shot is short. Bassett tries again to throw it off of an Evergreen defender, but it gets picked up by Evergreen, and they're running. Rafferty to Mans. Mans finishes off glass. And there's that next double-digit score for Evergreen. 74 points now for Evergreen, 11 for Mans, 29 for Reitz, and an offensive clinic most of the night from Evergreen. Bassett gets another look, top of the key, hits the rim twice, doesn't go. Chased down by a couple of Bears. Welling finds Dominic. Dominic to Bassett. Shot fake. Replace, can't get the three to go. Good board by Cito. Jessing with a step back three that's short off glass. Board to Reitz. Cito trying to pick his pocket from behind. I don't know if he's who got caught on the foul. We're at a collision in half court. We're going to get a call on Carter Dominic. I don't know if he was trying to stop the run out and the official saw that or what, but he gets whistled as Coach Parker cleans out the bench. In for the Bears with Tucker Watson, Tucker Miller, Hunter Muehlfeld, Bryce Welling, and Dylan Koenig will check in.
NHL ice change right there.
Yep. The only thing they didn't do is just go in the middle of the action. I don't know if we'd have noticed. It would have been a lot harder to call them in if we had.
If they'd have pulled the goalie, think about that.
Could consider it. Evergreen's got a new face on the floor also. Number 20, Connor Sanford is on the floor. A little trouble with the handle on that right side. And then we're going to get Alex Fritsch is going to check in for Will Reitz. Coach Bostetter gave him another possession or two, try to get him to 30. Classy move, though, gets him off the floor with 2:50 left. Congratulations, Junior, for a great game. So I guess some guys get a chance to impress here in the garbage time as Quentin Easel gets himself into double digits. 10 points for Quentin. He comes in averaging 7.5, so even guys coming off the bench are scoring pretty well for Coach Bostetter's squad. Koenig works up top, swings it around to Miller. Miller's got it, finds Watson in the right corner. Back up top to Dylan Koenig, and Evergreen's second still chasing the ball everywhere. Bryce Welling's got it right side. He'll finish off glass. Bryce Welling gets his first 2 points of the night. I'm not sure. I haven't seen every boys game, so I don't know if Bryce has gotten any chances, but that could be the freshman's first couple points. I'm not sure.
Good move by the freshman. Nice, strong, aggressive. Played off 2 feet, squared up. Really impressive offensive move by Bryce.
Bryce has got a good offensive game. He's got a good future in the basketball program, as well as soccer and baseball. Right side, senior Rafferty catches, fires, and buries the three-pointer. Sean Rafferty comes in averaging 2, so he beats his average in 1 shot. Bill's grandson gives Evergreen a 79-50 lead here late in the ball game. Hunter Muehlfeld gets fouled underneath. He'll go to the free throw line.
He might be in the running for the greatest offensive possession ever. 1 possession, up my scoring average.
His offensive efficiency is off the charts. Got his puppies organized. Knocked it down. If you're a Rafferty, you don't have any choice.
You don't have a choice.
Hunter Muehlfeld's first free throw does not go. That's just his second free throw of the season. Came in 1 for 1.
Hunter's done a nice job of playing his role. He comes in, he plays defense, he scraps, he gets loose balls.
Bryce Welling, great job getting that board right there. Finds Tucker Watson, who can't get it to go. And Evergreen again, quickly up the floor. Number 34 is on the floor. You know who number 34 is, Coach Meister? Old number 34. He who will remain nameless.
Old number 34. Love me as old number 34.
Old number 34 is on the floor. Dylan Koenig working against Sean Rafferty on the left side. Ball gets poked out of bounds. Got to be really impressed with Evergreen's defensive intensity all night, too. They've just been pests. I think that's the best and worst thing you could say. Best from their perspective, worst from ours. They've just been pests. And that's exactly what Coach Bostetter wants. Nothing's been easy. You can't relax at any point when you have the ball in your hands. You always have company. Tucker Watson, nice find of Hunter Muehlfeld in the paint. He gets a shot to go.
Great find by Tucker Watson there. Saw the double team, ditch it off to the open guy. Nice play.
Good post awareness by him. Great backdoor pass there to old 34, but he can't get the runner to go. And Bryan's 34 pulls that down. Tucker Watson gets the board, hands off to Bryce Welling. Welling with a good push ahead, handoff to Koenig. Koenig gathers, finds Watson. Skip to Miller. Miller's 3 is short. Watson gets the board, can't get it to go off glass. Bryce Welling keeps it alive. He leaves his shot short from the baseline. Somewhere in the crowd, his dad's yelling at him to use the glass, and Evergreen comes away with the defensive rebound. Good look ahead. 14 seconds left on the clock, and Evergreen's going to be happy just to dribble this one out. So the Evergreen Vikings are going to go to 12-6, 3-2 in the NWOAL. Bears are going to fall to 6-12 overall, 0-5 in the league, still hunting for that first league win for quite a while. So, Coach Meister, I don't think it's if you watch this one with us or just you and I, anybody in the crowd, I think this game comes down to a couple simple things. We didn't take care of the basketball very well. We didn't come out at the end of halftime there. That first 3 minutes did not go our way. And you got to be really impressed with the effort and intensity that Evergreen played with on both ends.
Yeah, Evergreen created mismatches. We thought it might be the other way around for Bryan getting inside, but Evergreen created mismatches with their quickness, made us spread the floor defensively and try to defend. We couldn't do it. Gave up some offensive rebounds and turnovers we didn't want to do. You know, probably one of the simplest things that we didn't mention is, without question or doubt, the single best player on the floor tonight was Will Reitz. I mean, not only did he get himself 29, how many baskets did he get for his teammates? How many defensive steals did he get? That young man played about as good a basketball game as you and I have seen this year.
Yeah, and you got to like him and everyone else. That even if they weren't getting a rebound, they were tipping it away to keep it alive. They're trying to poke it out to a teammate. Just active as heck on both ends on the glass, and I was really impressed by their quickness and how they handled themselves on both ends of the floor. 29 points for him, huge night, but they ended up with at least 4 guys in double digits.
Yeah.
You know, and you got to like the balance on the Bears side of things too. There was some good balance in their scoreboard, but beyond the 3 or 4 guys, maybe 3 guys in double digits, not a lot happened. And it wasn't enough, obviously, offensively to counter whatever the final was there, 79 points or whatever it was from Evergreen.
Yeah, absolutely. And Evergreen's transition offense was so good. I mean, they got so many baskets just running, even off of made baskets. They would get the ball out and push it down the floor and would get open looks. And you simply just can't give up 70-some points in a high school basketball game and expect to win. That's tough. I mean, even when you're a really good offensive team in a 32-minute basketball game, you get up in the 70s, and you better be able to score in bunches to keep up with that. And not trying to be critical of Bryan, but offensively, I just don't know that we're capable night in, night out of scoring 75.
No, we haven't shown that capability offensively this year for sure. So we're going to take a break here. We'll come back. We're going to look at some of the stats. We'll wrap things up here from Bryan High School. Evergreen beats Bryan in NWOAL action. We'll be back after this break.
Discover great job skills training at Northwest State. With over 50 different programs available, there is something for everyone. Providing hands-on training and education is the community college advantage.
Rooting on the Golden Bears is a tradition that brings us all together.
Just like the sports we love, another tradition has stood the test of time. Oberlin-Turnbull Funeral Home and Crematory, since 1922, we've been part of the community, supporting you in the moments of celebration and loss.
Just like a team, we understand the value of traditions and the love that binds us together.
So whether it's cheering for a win or celebrating a life well lived, remember we are here for you.
Oberlin-Turnbull Funeral Home and Crematory. Family owned, family focused.
All right, you're back to the post-game show here at Bryan High School. Bryan, Arnold, Tim Meister wrapping things up from Bryan High School tonight, where the Evergreen Vikings came in with a big league win over the Bryan Golden Bears, 79-52. Coach Meister, what do our stats look like here to close things out tonight?
For the game tonight, Bryan was 12 for 33 from the two-point field goal, 6 for 23 from the three. They brought in 12 offensive rebounds, 18 defensive rebounds. They had 20 turnovers, which, again, was really difficult to overcome. They were 7-11 from the free throw line. For Evergreen, an outstanding 26 for 52 from the two-point field goal line, 8 for 22 from the three, 15 offensive rebounds, 23 defensive rebounds, only 9 turnovers, and they only got to the line 4 times tonight. I mean, it's not like we fouled them or got to them, and part of it is we may not be able to catch them.
I think that might have a little bit to do with the lack of free throws. We were not contesting a lot of shots at the rim.
Yeah, that is true. And the ones we did, they kept calling goaltending on. We couldn't figure that out.
That's also true.
No, so let's go for individual scoring. We'll start with Bryan first. Carter Dominic had 1. Tucker Miller had 2. Hunter Muehlfeld came off the bench to score 4. Gavin Jessing had 13. Landon Bassett with 14. And the Bears were led tonight by Kingston Cedar with 16. I don't want to forget, because he's not on my roster, but I add him, Bryce Welling with 2. We think it might be his first 2 varsity points, so congratulations, Bryce, if it is. If it isn't, still congratulations on your varsity points. For Evergreen, Will Johnson had 2. Sean Rafferty had 3. John Herdeman with 9. Quinn Izu, who I thought played a really nice game tonight, had 10 points. Again, Troy Mans had 11. George Allendorf with 15. And as we've mentioned this young man multiple times, Will Reese with 29 points. And his 29 points might have been the least impressive thing about his game. It's all the other things that he did that created havoc for Bryan and created terrific opportunities for his team and his teammates.
And I like what you said earlier. If somebody's watching this, or if there's an opportunity for somebody to pull this up online and watch it later, I think you could watch. We've seen some kids this year that I think are really good kids that younger players could mold their games after, and Reitz is one where if you're going to be a 5'9", 5'11" perimeter player and your game's going to be mostly perimeter and attack the basket, I think he did a lot of things tonight to create opportunities for himself to score. And he did it without having to force. He did it without having to take 40 shots. We didn't run sets for him or anything else like that. His activity and his ability to finish and create open looks for himself got him the night that he had, and he scored. Tonight he shot it well. We watch him play tomorrow. Maybe he doesn't shoot that well and he gets 14. But tonight he shot well, he finished well, so really impressed with that young man in the game he played.
And I think he's the kind of young man that when he does have an off shooting night, I'm going to doubt that affects the other aspects of what he does. Like, he's not motivated by scoring, as you had mentioned, because he's not coming in scoring a massive amount of numbers. But, boy, like you said, I like his offensive game, and I like all the other little things that he does. A really heady player, high basketball IQ. Very impressed with him.
All right, well, the Bears are off now. They don't play tomorrow. Lady Bears are at Liberty Benton tomorrow afternoon for a big non-conference matchup with the Eagles. That's become kind of an on and off rivalry. We talked about the last few Saturdays. Picked up St. Mary's, picked up Elida, picked up Liberty Benton while we were making our good run over the last 5 years or so. So another really quality non-conference opponent for the ladies. Yeah. Coming off of 4 straight wins, a big win last night over at Evergreen. So the girls playing about as good as they played all year, and they'll need to continue that tomorrow. Liberty Benton with a couple of nice outside players and a 6'3" presence in the post.
Yeah, we go back to that Napoleon game, and I really think Bryan's girls could have went one of 2 ways after that game. I mean, there was 2 paths they could have went. They completely went the way they should have. They buckled down. They became very, very competitive. They figured out that if they're going to get this right, then there's certain things they have to do, and that's tough for high school kids to make that transition when you take a loss and you play well. But I will tell you, you and I talked about this before the game, and I watched that game on TV last night. I want no part of the Bryan Lady Bears in tournament if I'm another coach. I want no part of them. I know I have to see them eventually, but they have progressed. They have more and more kids scoring. Because of that, they can't face guard Josie Arnold. I think we saw the results of that last night. And Josie got some open looks because they had to take some other people away. So really like the way the Lady Bears are playing, and you're right. Let's see how things roll tomorrow in Liberty Benton. That's been a really cool rivalry the last few years.
All right, so we are done here at Bryan High School for the night. As you see the Golden Bear Sports Network, our next 5 contests coming up. These boys will be playing at Bath on February 1st. So, sorry, that is tomorrow. We are at Bath tomorrow. The boys are, not Golden Bear Sports Network. The boys are at Bath tomorrow. They're not off tomorrow. That's my bad. And then our next broadcast, February 7th here with Swanton. Girls basketball will play Tuesday at 7 p.m. We'll be here for that game with Genoa, a new team on the roster. No rivalry there. We haven't seen Genoa before outside of, I think, soccer. That might be about the only thing we've seen them, boys or girls. So that'll be a new one to see. We'll be here Tuesday night for that. Tonight, reminder that tonight's game was brought to you by the Bryan Athletic Boosters, Bryan Parks and Rec, Northwest State Community College, Oberlin-Turnbull Funeral Home and Crematory, Veteran Services of Williams County, Andrews O'Neill and Lowe, Krill Funeral Home, Starks Plumbing and Heating, and Thiel Supply Center. As I said, the next game will be Tuesday night, February 4th, as the girls host Genoa. We want to thank our crew tonight. Our director was John Dalrymple. Cameras, Florence Jones, Haley Strides, Miles Northrup, and Zoe Jones. I want to thank Bryan Athletics, the athletic director Nathan Keel, and secretary Teresa Kuzmal. Thank Golden Bear Photo, Matt Neff, and Stephanie Ponsack. If we were able to get things straightened out back at the radio station, hope Krista was good and everything's good back at the station. So thank you to Krista and whoever else had to do their work back there tonight. And as always, the Golden Bear executive producer, Chris Malanga. All of those names I read at the beginning, the director and the cameras, all students here at Bryan. So great job by those kids, junior high and high school students. Great job by all those kids tonight. This broadcast is produced by the Golden Bear Sports Network for the private use of our audience. Any duplication or other use of this broadcast, including the descriptions or accounts of the game, without the express written consent of the Bryan City School District is prohibited. One final time for all of us at the Bryan Golden Bear Sports Network with Tim Meister. I'm Brian Arnold. Again, your final score, Evergreen 79, Bears 52. Have a good night, everybody.